Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday Sound Stream. We're on time because I set things up early for once, because there's so much Bandai news that I want to strangle the company. So, anyways, welcome. The schedule of events is we're gonna go over Discotech, strike updates, toy news, then Bandai, and Bandai's probably gonna take up most
The
of the
menace,
show.
the menace, no Bandai.
The menace, the muscle, and the magic of Bandai. Not Monstar, but Bandai.
Ultimate muscle.
Yeah. But anyways, I have the good old Dark Claw 643, the Ryan here. Jerry will be joining us later. He's out on an errand, so.
Everyone enjoying your Super Spider Mario Wonder 2 weekend?
Yep, I enjoyed my Spider-Man 2 weekend where I took Friday off to play, and then I've been playing it over the weekend while working on video stuff, so. I'm going to play it again after the stream, because I really like Spider-Man. Hey, Fighter Cast is in the chat, though, so that's great. Infinity War Torn says, Happy Giant Man Day. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment.
Everybody listen to Jamie Carr. Like the stream.
Yes, please like. You can't comment unless you're subscribed, so if you can't comment in the chat, hit the subscribe. It'll work instantly, or it should work instantly. Yeah, we got big things coming up. So this is going to be like mostly news stream stuff, but if we have time to chat at the end of the stream, we'll do that. But first things first, let's shill my videos, because I need these to succeed. The Master Morpher video did very well last week. Seems like a lot of people enjoyed it. I haven't heard of any sounds I missed, so I think all my research and planning paid off. I think I got everything. So that's a good time. And then I also posted this insanely overproduced Ultra Magnus review that I put way too much love and work into. That sort of, YouTube's telling me it's underperforming. So if you want to go give it another watch, or watch it for the first time, I'd appreciate it.
I love the beginning of the video. Just literally every Transformers fan ever when picking up a new version of the same character.
Yes, I felt like I had to encapsulate how many times we've gotten Ultra Magnus in the last 15 years. So yeah, I had to do that. That opening bit was really fun, but it took like an hour to shoot because I kept having to pull out Magnus and put new Magnuses up. And if you haven't seen the video, I recreate a scene from the movie, including voice acting that I actually tried to do Magnus and Galvatron's voices, and I felt like I succeeded pretty good at it. So if you want to see me doing voice acting in animation, as an animation of I just flew some sweeps in with a hand, it's in there. It's fun. I enjoyed making it. And there's like way too many comparisons at the end, but it was fun.
How was it like? How was it like touching the classic and the City Commander? Was it like touching it, like feeling up an old relic of the past?
It kind of was. My biggest thing was that when I needed to do the montage at the beginning, I had to remove the City Commander armor off my Classics Ultra Magnus for the first time in probably 10 years.
He opened it, just like dust underneath it.
Yeah, there actually was dust inside the armor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there was like little pockets under where his feet were. And then I also remember that like the first time I had it, like taking the legs off was really tricky because you have to squeeze it around the tires.
Yeah, I remember the legs was the big. Yeah, that was the biggest problem I remember when that first came out, was the legs being hard to put on and off.
Yeah.
Of it.
Psycho always mentions, I don't know, you got third-party stuff. Yeah, I did in the beginning, like, back when...
that was back, that's ye old, like, everyone was talking about it. Like, I remember it was like that.
Because the thing was that, with Transformers, this let's update the old characters thing was just a subline. It was just a side thing, and they only ever did Deluxes and Voyagers. So...
It's opposite now.
So nowadays, yeah, it's like the main line. So third-party stuff would be like, oh, let's get an upgrade kit to make the Classics Hot Rod into Rodimus Prime, and then his trailer, holds the armor parts, and so that's how you get that. Or, like Fans Project was like, look, we're just going to do Headmasters, because it seems like Hasbro isn't. And so over time, I bought less...
We'll make our own Springer.
We'll make our own Springer. I bought a set to turn Energon Bruticus into G1 Bruticus. I have what was the company? Mastermind Creations Feral Rex as my Predaking, because I honestly like that one better than
Well, the cheap, we
Hasbro's.
don't like the cheap hollowness of Powder Prime's Predator King.
Yeah, and so the thing
oversized.
is that over time I've just been happy with whatever Hasbro puts out, and then also over time the third party stuff has been less. Let's upgrade
Boring.
what Hasbro has. It's now like let's make Masterpiece. Let's all do
Let's just-
Devastator.
we're
Let's
just-
all do this
let's all-
combiner.
Let's do all cartoon. Let's just make it as cartoon accurate. It's boring.
Yeah.
Modern third party is boring.
It is, and that's why I kind of made a joke when I mentioned City Commander. I'm like, I hope all third-party stuff will be this cool, because nothing really has. I think like we somehow peaked pretty early with the third-party stuff. Now it's just
No,
kind of boring.
the last third party figure I remember really really wanting was I think it was Mastermind Creations. I forget who did it, but they did a Fallen and a Noble Prime, and that was like the last third party figures I'm very interested in.
The last third
We
party
still
thing I
have-
bought, actually, I bought it recently. Who was it that made it? There was someone made articulating fingers, an axe extension, and a drill bit for Legacy Metroplex. I got that because that was like, thank you, you're filling in a gap that Hasbro had. I don't care about gap fillers. Yeah, like Psycho has mentioned before, it was like upgrade. Now it's like let's fill gaps. I do not give a shit about gaps.
Gap
fillers are
like,
useless to me. Absolutely useless.
Here's the thing with gap fillers or just gaps in Transformers in general. Unless it literally looks bad, I don't mind it because usually that's like detail. Like you detail it to look like internal detail, like on the robot design.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, Scrublord Gaming saying, see, you talk about a third-party kit or a third-party figure in the Madness videos like a jump scare. Yeah, because I don't talk about them very often. I think the only other third-party thing I bought recently was like Nova Forge is just this one guy who's 3D printing kits to make Rise of the Beast Scourge accurate, and I ordered one of those. You know, like it's you got, if you can just improve what I got without it costing as much as the figure it costs. Like, because there's like some of them like for Siege where they're like, here's some weapons, and I'm like, cool, but why are these weapons going to cost me as much as the original figure? I'll just wait till Hasbro redoes it at that point.
That's why they collect third party. They're always expensive.
Yeah, like I spent $600 on that Feral Rex, but it was over the course of like a year and a half, and then also I was really happy with the final product, so it was all that. Psycho says, "What about the Samurai Prowl upgrade?" I'm just gonna wait for Hasbro to do it because they're gonna do it. You know, like Hasbro's gonna do it themselves.
Yeah, that's like the only one I was tempted by, but like, yeah, I gotta wait to have.
Oh, Muteki. Yeah, I did forget. I bought a third-party sword for Fortress Maximus. I did do that. I did forget about that. Anyways, in other news, there was 2 shorts last week. The unboxing of the Master Morph that has less views than the review, which is good because I put my more work into the review. And then ranking Spider-Man live-action costumes, which did not erupt into the discourse of people trying to hang me in the comments like the Assassin's Creed one did. So, fun times. Yeah, anyways, on that note, let's run down everybody in the chat since we've been going like 9 minutes so far. And
welcome, Zelchuk, Muteki T, Jojo Star, Jeremy Card, S4 Jason, Fighter Kaus, Infinite War Tom, Small Dreams, LPH, Psycho O's, Peacemaker, Scrabble Gaming, I think that's it. Oh, and Mario Roll. Mario Road. Does Cleopatra Entertainment Shit Ultraman Blu-ray look good on the shelf with the Milk Crate Ultraman sets?
No, it does not. And one of the biggest things is it doesn't have a slipcover. Well, all the Milk Creek stuff does, but it also just looks really, really off because it's just a different company.
Yeah, in that case, that's a different company. So I don't put the fault on that case because it's a different company. So weirdly enough, the SSS Gridman Funimation release looks actually pretty decent next to the Mill Creek Gridman release.
It does. I think because it's like it's got quality to it. And I have the limited edition for the Gridman, and it even looks good. And then like Dyna Zenon next to it. And then there's Gridman Universe, which I don't know if it's ever coming out. It's still exclusive to United Airlines. All right. First piece of news. Happy Giant Man is ending in 7 hours. Let's refresh this. Hold on.
We need to insert the Majora's Mask, like dawn of the final day, like dun dun.
6 hours, 48 minutes, and we still need 1,500 backers. That's how math works, right? He's at 8,499 at 10,000. Collector K9, you haven't missed anything. I'm not even saying we're not doing a funeral for Hank Pym. Okay, we'll do that next week.
No, yeah, there's a chance. There's still a chance.
There's still a chance. We just need 1,500 people to back this in the next 6 hours and 48 minutes. I don't know where it's available outside. I think you can only order it through Hasbro Pulse. So if you don't have Hasbro Pulse, you can't get it, which is limiting the range as well. Anyways, if you want to back it, now is the time. You're either in or you're out at this point. Like you got to back it now, or he may not make it. Let's refresh one more time. All right, there we go. 8,500. So it is going up. There's a chance we could make it. There's a chance. I really want my Giant Man. I do not care about the tiers, but I really want my Giant Man. So hopefully this happens. Also, if you're wondering, are we going to get a new classic Wasp? Yep, here she is. And to all the people out there who are complaining that she's not a tier pack-in with Giant Man, why would she be? She did not wear this outfit when Giant Man did. Like,
Also,
she was out of this by the time Hank became Giant Man.
Also, weren't a lot of you people complaining about the pack-in figures for Engines of Vengeance?
Yes, the same people that complained that the pack-in figures, that there were pack-in figures that should have just been sold on their own, are now complaining that this figure is not a pack-in figure with a Haslab, as opposed to just releasing it at retail as she should, because she's one of the founding Avengers and can sell herself. She's more well-known than Mephisto and Goblin Queen and Damon Hellstrom, so, you know, of course she should be retail.
I just personally wish it was a new version of the yellow, the iconic yellow outfit, because that 2015 figure is a decade old. It needs an update so badly.
Oh, hey, we're at 18,506, so it's going up. We'll check back in on Hank at the end of the show. We'll see how he is there.
We summoned the Kaus.
We summoned Kaus.
Good.
Giant Man's Hank might die, so Kaus is our virgin sacrifice.
Yep.
Well, hate to break the news on that one.
And Infinity War Torn, exactly. It would be $225, and then people would complain it's too expensive. Exactly. They boiled the price down so well.
Scribble Gaming said, they clearly learned their lesson from Night of Vengeance. So this guy's sad that it's struggling this much, even though they clearly learned their lesson.
If this doesn't make it, I don't see how Hasbro's ever going to greenlight another Marvel Haslab.
Or at least...
So I just popped in. Yeah. How long does this have?
It has
7 hours?
6 hours and... Hold on, let me refresh. 6 hours and 45 minutes at 8,507 backers of 10,000.
Man.
Yep.
Rally up. That thing looks cool, man.
It's affordable. It's $200. That's the price of a wave.
And you know what? And you know what the thing is I'm happy that the stretch skulls are nothing like a portent.
Yeah, like
if Zombie
we
head
don't get
and Scroll Head.
Zombie and Scroll Head, where are they? If we don't get these, I don't think anybody's gonna be that upset. You know, it's not figures.
Yeah.
I hope this just everyone stay strong. You know, I don't want the numbers to start going down like the Rancor. That was depressing. And in terms of like the characters, like I think any Marvel figure can be sold at retail as long as Marvel and Hasbro are willing to do it because of how they do the figures. But, you know, there are certain things you just can't do at retail, and Haslab's great for that. And by sabotaging Haslab, as, you know, none of you guys here because you all are great, but there's a chunk of the fandom that likes to sabotage these things with words, and I'm like, y'all don't realize that you're going to make the line worse for it, right? And they're like, all the people that are like, oh, it should have been Fin Fang Foom, it should have been a Quinjet, like whatever. Like, you're never going to get those if you keep, you know, demanding these things fail. Like, that's screwing you over for the future. That's how it goes, you know? Look at Star Wars Black Series. There has not been a Haslab since 2 of them failed back to back. I think Marvel could be the same way. So I'm hoping Hank makes it, not just for the sake of I want 24 inches of Giant Man, but also it went up to 18,511. It's climbing consistently since we started looking at this.
What is the least successful Haslab?
The least successful Cookie Monster's still the least successful. And yeah, exactly, Infinity War Torn. They won't do Fin Fang Foom if this doesn't go through. So I hope that, you know, it's clear that people are trying to jump in the last minute, which is fine, because, like, money, I get it. But, like, it's rough. Ghost Trains brings a good point. I don't have room for Giant Man. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, you don't have room, you don't have money. I understand those. The complaints that I
Right.
see that I'm complaining about are people that are like,
And
it's
all-
not worth it. They should have pack-in figures. It should have been this. No.
Those certain toy reviewers on YouTube with giant bold thumbnail, stat Hasbro scam.
Calling a Haslab a scam when you're a toy collector is just a funny thing to do because it's not a scam. They're selling you a product. It's just that you have to agree to buy it before they make it. And guess what?
You've done Kickstarters before.
Kickstarter, Super 7, Sphero Toys, like a ton of companies do this. This is not like
this is nothing new, and it's not really. It's just like basically a pre-ordering this.
I will say, in terms of Giant Man's size, like again, he still takes up room. I'm probably gonna have mine kneeling down and like with the Avengers because I think that's a cool visual.
No. You all you need to do is have him write Puccia. You need to have him write Puccia.
He could. I think he's a little big for Puccia. But
it's like one of those like hobby horse wagons, so you just get 25 cents for.
Yeah. So the thing is too, exactly, Peacemaker. If it's only a scam if they take your money and don't make it, exactly, and it's just this is business in the toy industry. Could they have done this? At retail, the only way they could have done this at retail is if Toys R Us still existed.
I think my biggest problem with people my biggest problem with people calling this a scam are just because they are the same people that had bought the Cat's Lair, the turtle van, both turtle vans or something like that,
or the sail barge or anything like that.
Yeah, those are fine. But
the cheaper one is a scam, right? What?
This is where you draw the line.
Yeah, the Marvel Legends community's gotten really toxic lately online, if I'm being honest. Infinity War Torn brings up the point I'm kind of making is I think the reason why this isn't just a slam dunk is because he says budget-wise kind of rough because I feel like 3 months of pre-orders from Pulse to start shipping. Yeah, I have gotten stuff in the last week that originally had dates for November 1st, November 15th, and December 1st. Like, the hell? Like, Hasbro, get your stuff together. I know that your dates aren't real. I know stuff comes in early. But you got to realize that if you're running a Haslab campaign for Marvel, maybe hold off the Marvel stuff, let it sit in your warehouse so you can make sure this happens. It's classic one hand is sabotaging the other hand from doing things. Ghost Trains, exactly. He says, I'm generally surprised Giant Man's not back to 200 is not a bad price. A Hot Toys is $350 for half the size. Exactly.
I mean, is either that or 24 inches of Venom from Hot Toys?
19 inches of Venom from Sony was like $250. So, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's very reasonably priced. I think the biggest thing that's holding it back is the fact that Hasbro shipped so much stuff recently. Like, I have put out a ridiculous amount of money on Hasbro stuff just to try to survive the month. And
I don't think it's like the character either because I can see some jerks being like, oh, the Ant-Man movie was not good. Well, this is classic. This is very classic. Giant Man.
People have been asking for this for years. So why is it not more backed? And I think the biggest reason, outside like the toxic side of the fandom, I think the biggest reason is the fact that so much stuff has shipped early. It's been hard to juggle, and I've had my Giant Man money set aside for like a few weeks now.
Especially you collect multiple Hasbro lines.
Yep. Hasbro, as much as Hasbro does events like PulseCon and Hasbro does events where they're like Hasbro fans, they don't think about us as Hasbro fans. They think about us as Marvel, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Power Rangers fans. They think of each line as its own thing, not that anybody would be collecting multiples. And that's the problem, because it's exhausting to keep up with all of those. That's why I just let Star Wars go. That's why I'm glad Lightning Collection's on a hiatus, because keeping up with Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Marvel is hard enough as is.
And my
like G.I. Joe especially, there's so much coming out right now. I had to cancel some stuff and circle around.
That's like, if we were to talk about like which ones I think it's the best Hasbro lines to how to run, I should say Transformers because
I can't say Transformers because we gotta talk about the problem with Transformers in a bit, and we also gotta talk about the fact that Transformers has 7 toy lines.
That's the
so
case,
even if like Legacy is good, and I think Legacy is solid, having 7 lines is that are all basically the same thing anyways. That's a problem because it's allowing them to put out more product than they ever should.
I think with Transformers is at least sort of balanced because I don't think everyone's picking up every line.
Yeah.
But Marvel, it's just one. Like even though they're sublines, it's all just.
It
Marvel
is all
Legends.
just one collection. Yeah, Transformers. It does have a lot of. Well, in Muteki, we're not on the Transformers anniversary. That's next year.
I got something.
Yeah.
Is it fair to bring up Storm Collectibles, where every figure is like that much and huge?
Every figure's like $100, and they're like 7 inches tall.
Yeah, at least.
That's why I'm scared.
So I don't see why one Haslab that's this much that comes with as much as it does is so.
It's 24 inches tall.
That's why I'm scared to fully. That's why I'm scared to fully go into figure arts and Storm because they're so expensive, and that's why I'm very picky. Which like
being picky is good.
That's why.
No, exactly.
That's why like I'm happy with Dragon Stars. I pick up the Beast.
Well, they're good now. They were. But they're really good now.
I pick up the Beast Gohan and the Gammas a few days ago. They're perfectly good, especially the Gammas. I don't see a reason to pick up
of Super Saiyan Vegeta, and that was like way better than the first one.
I don't see the pick up. I don't see any reason to pick up the figure arts Gammas at all, especially since they're pre-Bandai. And stuff like that. Like I'm just like. I have to. I need to live first, so like I can't afford stuff like this. But like it comes to stuff that I really do want, I will set aside it. Like I bought Death Source and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie's
World asks, "Are Haslab figures have good articulation than figure?" I mean, this Giant Man's got more joints in them than a figure art.
Yeah, it's fingers.
Yep. Also, people always. What was the thing with the Sentinel? People were like, "Why is a Sentinel more expensive than a Titan Clash Transformer?" This guy's literally the same price as a Titan Clash Transformer, and
people are fine with those.
Yeah. So,
to answer Muteki's question, did they make a Super Saiyan God Goku Dragon Stars? Did they?
Yeah.
It was a Comic-Con exclusive tree pack.
Yeah.
They have not released a retail one yet for some reason.
Mm. Oh, Ghost Trains! I'm in the same boat with Black Series. I canceled everything that wasn't Clone Wars or prequel. I'm just like, nope. I'm just gonna nostalgia glasses Black Series now.
I mean, I stopped collecting Marvel Legends because of the price hike. I'm very picky. I'm really picky with Marvel Legends now, where I only pick up characters I really need now. Like I really want.
There are some characters I buy right away, and then most Marvel Legends I wait to go on sale because they stock them in such massive quantities.
I'm nitpicky like that myself. Like. The only time I collect sets it's because I'm a mark for Super Saiyan 4, and if it's Super Saiyan 4, I'm just like I gotta have it.
I mean that's just a rule in life, right? If it's Super Saiyan 4, you gotta have it. Okay, last update on Giant Man. He has gone up 8,639. That was just at 8,530.
So yeah, I do think
he just jumped by like 100.
Nice
in the last 5 minutes.
There.
Oh my god! I hope this makes it. We'll check back in with Giant Man at the end of the show.
I hope so.
And the stream, yeah.
Yeah, I got my money set aside. I want it. I want it. It's so frustrating because I'm like, I got the money. Just make it happen. But we'll see how it is.
Chad even said collecting multiple lines. Yeah. Exactly.
Collecting multiple lines.
It's why you're picky. Yeah.
I've not to beat a dead horse because I haven't talked about this on live. I got Super 7 Ultimates Bludgeon, and I kind of wish I didn't. The Transformers have been really weirdly designed, but this guy has like the worst QC of any Super 7 figure I've ever seen, if you can tell by the motion blur in his hips from me moving his waist.
I like how Poochie is like positioned. He looks like he's looking at you and not the screen.
Yes, he is looking at me instead of the screen. He doesn't want to read the chat, guys. He's scared. No, he's still happy.
But he's a devil. He feeds on misery.
I love Bludgeon. He's like one of my favorite Transformers characters of all time. I like this figure because it was like I like it because it looked like the Marvel comic. Not totally happy with it. Not totally happy with it.
I'm happy to pick up the Legacy one because it's just Cyberverse Bludgeon, as much as they say it's IDW.
Yeah, I might pick that one up, but we'll see. All right. Strike updates. SAG-AFTRA and the AMPTP are resuming negotiations tomorrow, October 24th. So there's that. Second strike update. There was an article going around that some A-list actors were like, let's remove the cap on dues so that way we can put more money in. That way it'll make up for the amount of money the studios aren't paying. And the SAG shut that down and said, first of all, that undercuts our negotiation with the studios. It's not your responsibility to make up for them. And second of all, that violates labor laws. So that's out. Okay, that's it. Hopefully next week we have news. I would love for next week to be...
I used to be in a union. I had to pay dues, yeah.
Yeah. I hope next week is, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm hoping for, right? Like, that next week we just get the news that it was settled. The actors are getting their stuff, and we can move on with life.
I really hope they can get. I really hope they can make a deal because God, last time was a slap in the face. This is such a slap in the face.
For real. Yeah, Jamie's World says, see in the UK, most strikes in the UK last a few days or weeks, not months. Yeah, no, American corporations really are just being the worst this year. UPS was the smart one, where they're like, we'll just give you what you want, we're not going to shut down. You know, don't go on strike. So, shout out UPS. All right, let's transition to Discotech, because they had a live stream last week. It didn't make the thumbnail, because I ran out of space. And also people didn't seem that jazzed about it, so... Anyways, here we go. Crunchyroll Store has opened pre-orders for the December releases for what was that company we were just talking about? Discotech. Wow, brain shut down. We talked way too long about Giant Man. Look what happened. All right. So if you go on Crunchyroll Store, it's kind of hard to find, but there is Discotech titles now up for pre-order for December. These are all set for December 26th. We've got Overman King Gainer. We got Lupin the Third, 7 Days Rhapsody. Humanoid Monster Bella. We'll talk about that because that was announced. We got Blue Comet SPT Lasner. Please watch Lasner. Yeah. It's so good.
Yes.
It's like one of the best shows ever.
Watch it. It's great.
It's amazing. Fist of the Lore Star, Legend of the True Savior, Legend of Rao, Chapter of Fierce Fighting, Mazinger Z, TV Collection 2, and then Lady Georgie, the complete series. So, you want to
I never heard someone say Mazinger. Well, I never heard someone say...
can't come.
Yeah.
Wow, I never heard someone say Mazinger Z like that.
Oh my god, did I say Z again?
Yeah, you said Mazinger
Z. You know that thing I do with the Digimon names where I flip-flop them all the time?
Majingo, Majinga, Z! Yes, because he says in the song, yeah.
Yeah, the theme song causes my brain to say Z on occasion, yeah.
Remember, people, it's not Ultraman Z. His name is legally Ultraman Z.
Yep. Even in the dub. But... Anyways, so that's the Discotech's December releases. When I did my pre-order for Lupin 7 Days Rhapsody and the GOAT SPT Lasner, the order shows up in my Right Stuff account. I don't know what to make of that yet.
So my guess what's going on, it probably had to fully transition then?
They're not... I know the account merger isn't happening till October 25th, but still, it was weird. Yeah, that's true. They Crunchyroll Store is only doing US and Canada.
Today the day you can finally log in with your Right Stuff account, or no?
2 more days.
Oh.
Supposedly Wednesday. I say supposedly because it hasn't happened yet. Okay, Tokupunk, welcome. You didn't miss Faiz 20. That's coming up. Commodore 64, welcome as well. All right, so let's go over Discotech's reveals. I made a slideshow presentation because their team... Their Twitter account has YouTube has clips and stuff, so I was like, I don't want to have clips running here. So last Monday, they had the not so very spectacular Discotech Media Day. The theme was skeletons. That was fun.
Reacted to this live,
but yet those skeleton warriors DVD by them. Damn it.
That's true. All right. First up, Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha TV Series Collection 1 with 13 episodes upscaled to 1080p, including the original Japanese audio and the Bang Zoom English dub, and freshly cleaned up subtitles coming in 2024. I don't know those shows, so you guys got
I know of it. I know of it. Yeah.
I might pick this up because I've been meaning to watch this series for a long while, since she influenced Sinful Gear, so I've been meaning to pick this up.
Sinful Gear.
It looks fun.
That's a good one.
I think that's the biggest thing, is it looked fun. All right, next up, Handmade May is one of the first made-for-otaku shows coming to Blu-ray. 10 episodes plus OVA, newly restored upscale, a little rough, but much better now. Pioneer dubbed version, new English subtitles, and a presentation of its early DVD bonus features with like little mini games and stuff. Like they figured out how to make it work, so that's pretty cool. I also don't know this show.
Back in the day, I used to see clips of this show a lot. Never watched the full thing.
Welcome,
Tiny
man.
Maid. You know,
Yeah,
handmade, as in like she's literally like tiny.
she's really like the size of a hand, right? Like she's really
Yeah.
small. Yeah. All right. This one kind of piqued my interest because it had mecha in it. Duel Parallel Troubled Adventure.
Yes, yeah, I marked out so hard for this one.
Jerry got very excited.
I used to watch this on Anime Unleashed back in the day. Oh, I'm glad it's finally got a home release again, man.
It's
if
great.
you don't know, it's related to Tenchi. Same
Oh,
creator.
It
really?
is. Okay.
Yeah. Same creator, and also Tenchi Muyo GXP explicitly makes that connection clear.
They did call it a mecha harem comedy.
It's real funny. It's like what if Evangelion, but like cool? I don't know.
The main character
Yeah.
really looked like the main character Tenchi Muyo, so
Yeah.
That makes sense. So this will have all 13 episodes
made
and the
as, like,
OVA. It will be standard
Ooh.
definition Blu-ray, Japanese audio plus English dubbed version, improved subtitles, and extras. I might pick that up though, just because Jerry's so excited about it.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
All right, Lupin the Third, Sweet Lost Night coming to Blu-ray. They fixed up the Blu-ray master, Japanese with subtitles, no dub on this one. Coming in 2024. They have less than 5 of the TV specials left. They've made 22 of them. This is the 22nd one they've produced, so there's 5 more, and
5 more.
Then they'll have done all the specials. I'm hoping they'll go back and do the other specials they did only on DVD, because I'm missing a couple from that. I'm waiting. I'm like only buying Blu-ray for Lupin, so I'm like, I hope they go back and redo.
I imagine they had to pick and choose which one get dubbed because I imagine it would get costly to dub all
TMS
these
decides
Lupin
what
specials.
gets dubbed for Lupin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they did mention that in the, I think it was in the Q&A, that, people are like, oh, why does this get dubbed and this doesn't? TMS decides what gets dubbed. That's why we'll talk about an English dub later. That's like the biggest Discotech English dub they've done. But that the Lupin the Third Part 1 dub that came out on Discotech's Blu-ray first, that was commissioned by TMS to be made because they wanted the original Lupin series dubbed and with the Tony Oliver cast and such. And so that wasn't Discotech as much as it was TMS. And basically, Discotech can't just say, oh, we're going to go dub Sweet Lost Night. Like, TMS has to say, we want this dubbed.
Yeah, that's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize with dubs. Like, I see this conversation, I think I seen this conversation last week.
Jojo.
Last week when these were coming out, well, not what Discotech, but Crunchyroll. I know they were releasing Bochi the Rock, and that doesn't have a dub. I saw people questioning how come Crunchyroll dubbed that because that was a big popular series. And I think a lot of people realize it's up to the Japanese parent company.
Some license holders don't want dubs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you wonder about why some like Gundam X or Turn A Gundam didn't have a dub when Nozomi released it, it's because Sunrise didn't want them dubbed.
I mean, so essentially with that show, that's a musical show, and music rights are a pain in the butt.
Oh boy, are they!
Muteki, to your point about completing the Lupin collection, I do say that I'm waiting for Discotech to say we're never releasing that on Blu-ray, because even if they're not going to HD some of this stuff, maybe they'll go back and do SD Blu-ray because they don't produce DVDs anymore. That's why I'm kind of just like waiting out. Common Jojo brings a good point. 30 watchers, but only 9 likes. Thank you for
people
hitting the like button, everybody. But yes, please keep hitting the like button. It helps the stream get.
I forget.
YouTube sends the stream out to more people if it's more liked.
I forget. Part 2, Pink Jacket.
Part 3 is Pink Jacket. They've already.
I was just gonna ask that, Ryan. I was like, which jacket is which?
Part 2 is the Red Jacket. Part 3 is Pink Jacket. Part 3 did not get a dub, but Discotech did release it.
I know. Yeah, I know apparently Part 2 was going to be hard to dub because it's so many episodes, I heard.
They did say they're never going to go back and complete the dub for Part 2 because it was only partially done. Here's the thing. They have not said we're not doing Part 2 on Blu-ray. They just said we're not going to finish the dub for Part 2 because it's too many episodes. Welcome, Spin Dash. So I'm not going to go out and buy old DVDs of Part 2. I'm kind of waiting to see if they'll do a Part 2 Blu-ray. And it's just going to be like, here's the dub of whatever the dub is, and then,
it's like how Gal Gagar.
Like how Gal Gagar or Shaman King was, where it's like, here's what we have. But they did specifically say they're not going to go back and finish the dub for Part 2. I do have a feeling they're going to do Part 2 on Blu-ray, though, at some point. Because they haven't straight up said we're not doing it. And so that's the thing is, so that's also like, I think they've gotten all the movies. I think they got all the movies except for Lupin the First, because that one was picked up by Shout Factory. And then I think I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think they got all the TV specials.
Isn't the modern shows Sentai?
Yeah, Part 6 and Lupin Zero are Sentai, but apparently those sold really poorly for Sentai, so they may not do any more
Pick those up
Lupin.
again.
The Jigen Daisuke live-action film and Lupin the Third versus Cat's Eye were Amazon Prime, so I don't know where those are going to go for home video. TMS likes their home video, though, so they're probably going to do them, but we'll see what happens with those. Spin Dash, you didn't miss much. We talked about Giant Man's Haslab a lot, and then did a little bit of strike updates. Yeah, they did get Fuma Conspiracy. I think it actually came out recently, or they announced it and it hasn't come out yet. I can't. There's a lot of Lupin to keep track of. I kind of hope Discotech gets Lupin versus Cat's Eye since they've licensed Lupin and Cat's Eye. But yes, we're getting real close to having all the Lupin on Blu-ray. We're getting real close, which I'm very excited about. Okay. Nihon Nights, their label that always has me going. I've never heard of that movie before.
Should we get the what's the Discotech meme? Space Singer Ziguini.
Oh, Space Defender Linguini. Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, like so far, the only thing I'd heard of before was Lupin. So this was a very, very niche stream in a lot of ways. All right. So the thing is there was somebody. Yes, Tommy Toxic to play Spider-Man 2. I love it. We can talk more about it after the news. Someone in the disco. I had opened a Discotech chat in the Discord, and somebody was like super all over the Nihon Nights titles, like they knew all of them. I can't remember who it was, but I just thought that was cool. First up, Bella Humanoid Monster is the story of people who are haunted by an anime they're trying to restore to high definition.
Yep, BEM, which I have heard of.
Yeah, I like how this movie is basically Discotech the movie.
It's like a meta thing. It's pretty meta.
Is this Discotech the movie?
Yeah, like people get cursed trying to restore a film, which I think is really funny. Win Morisaki's in it too, which is great because it's Win Morisaki. So that's pretty cool. Welcome Hellfire. We talked Giant Man, and now we're on Discotech. There was Fatal Frame had a live action film. Who knew?
Not surprised.
I should have remembered it, but I guess I didn't.
Hey, here's the spooky part of the non-spooky stream.
Right. And then, am I allowed to say that on... Yeah, Kamikaze Girls. Just gonna go for it. Or this whole stream is always up in the air.
It's the name of the thing. I mean,
it's the name of the thing. It's the name of the thing.
I heard this one.
It looked weird.
I remember hearing this one. When did it came out? Did they say what year this came out?
It came out early 2000s. So let me double check. I actually remember hearing.
I could remember this floating around in the Toku
2004.
Scene.
There you go.
Yeah,
2004.
I remember seeing this around like in the Toku sphere. People talking about it. I'm not sure it's because there's people from other Tokusatsu.
There are Toku people in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why.
That's right. Yeah, Spin Dash. Yeah, it co-stars the singer of the Forza opening.
Didn't he sing Don Brothers too, or am I crazy?
No, Don Brothers I think were all male singers. I think.
Anyways,
all right.
Toku time. They did say they're working on a bunch of Toku stuff. It's just none of it's ready because they're doing a bunch of 50 episode shows.
This is why. A while. Oh man, when we were reacting to this, Wheels made us sit through the Q&A, and I'm like, Wheels, I'm pretty sure you meant they're gonna release it the next stream. He was like, no, they might pull something on us. And we just sat there and listened to Q&A.
It was funny because one of the Q&A was like, is there any more surprises? And they're like, no. And it was like 20 more minutes of Q&A.
Wow. That means neither me or Wheels heard that.
Yep.
The whole time.
When Morisaki did the Don Brothers opening and ending.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I was right. He was in the other movie. All right.
Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure he did.
But... I gotta tell you, they were like, here's our clip for our Toku Time release, and I instantly recognized it because I watched this movie 6 years ago. It's Hurricane Palomar.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was texting Wheels, and I was like, Wheels, look what it is, because I told Wheels he had to watch this.
Go to Koichi Sakamoto, because
it is
I recognize that directing
100% Pete Koichi Sakamoto to every single one of the directing tropes he falls into.
Question about the film itself. How close is it to the original Hurricane Palomar?
I've seen not really close.
It's a completely different thing.
Like,
but here's the problem. Here's the problem with Hurricane Palomar.
The red was the same.
Yes, Hurricane Palomar is the failed hero of Tatsunoko. Okay?
Yeah.
Original show, canned. 90s OVA was supposed to be 6 episodes. They only released 2.
Yep.
Hasn't had anything yet since, except for showing up in Infinity Force, but that was pretty terrible.
Oh, he was also in Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Yes,
yeah,
he
that's because I'm so familiar with the
Hurricane
character. He was the
Palomar
failed one.
is the guy they throw in to feel like they have more Tokusatsu heroes besides Gatchaman and Kashern and...
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Does the other
and
man
all
count?
the Time Bokan stuff.
Yep, and Time Bokan. Those are the 3 that are actually successful, and then there's Hurricane Palomar to make the company seem like they look better.
They should use Karas more. Karas is cool.
Karas is so cool. He was their
I
anniversary.
love that movie.
He was their anniversary project, and they just leave him behind.
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, Karas was just not Garo.
I used to watch that with my dad. We both loved that movie.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
Was it movie? Was it OVA?
Yeah,
It was a
movie.
It was a 6-episode OVA that was converted into 2 movies. for the
Into a
English
movie.
release.
Okay,
Yeah.
into 2. Okay.
They
That
had
explains
Matthew,
it.
they had Matthew Lillard as the main character.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. Soul Man mentions moveset in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom made a template for Iron Fist in MVC3. Yeah.
Oh, really? I need to replay Tatsunoko for Capcom. It's
That game
so
is so
long since I
good.
played that game.
Anyways,
to
this
find
movie, if you've never seen it, has women in skirts, large explosions, muscular men in oil, pretty actors doing pretty things, and a plot that makes 0 sense.
So Koichi Sakamoto.
You guys should all buy this, is my point. I don't know what else to say. It's got Gokai Blue in it, and it's got Cutie Honey the Live. What's her name? Mikihara. It's great if you've never seen it. I watched a fan sub of it years ago. I'm totally buying this the day it comes out because I can't believe it's getting an official release. It's kind of not even. It's not even a great movie, if I'm being honest.
What I like is it shows that they're not Discotech is not just doing
Yeah.
Kamen Rider or just Toei shows in general. Besides that, they're doing like, yeah, remember Toku is not just Toei and Subaraya. It's multiple companies.
It is, and I think that like it sounds Discotech's probably got some banger like Toku releases that are going to blow people's minds, but it's just going to take a while for them to be ready. They've talked about it specifically. They don't want to announce something that's like 6-8 months out. They want to announce stuff that's 3 or 4 months out, so you're not waiting too long for it. See Media Blasters with their Kamen Rider movies.
I pray they pick up the Garo license.
It would be nice. Soulman says the abandoned resource to make Speedy of Pizza Cats for TVC was salvaged to make Rocket Raccoon. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, right. What was the reason why they were in the game?
Licensing.
Was it the Sabat? Yeah.
Yep, it was licensing. That and Speed Racer couldn't get in because of licensing. So they're gonna put Go. They're gonna go from Speed Racer in. Oh God, I did it again.
God,
yeah, Japanese name from English show.
God, I just wonder what Speed Racer's moveset would be. Would it be the Daytona car?
It would have been him. Like it would have been the Daytona car, from what I understand.
Oh, he also would have blasted lots of caps.
Yes,
that too.
I mean, I think he would have probably had his super moves be in the.
And then he would have.
Yeah, would the super just be Captain Falcon's Final Smash?
Basically, I
also
think.
would have had an extra meter and called it Borderline Rage.
Yes.
Because boy, does the Speed seem a lot. Boy, stuff Speed did, and reminds me of myself. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah, no, he probably would have just been like Speed with a gun, and then martial arts skill, and then he'd summon the car for supers.
And he'd have
like imagine the car
Rage,
slides in, and he does the bullet time like jump out instead of jumping out of the car. He's jumping into the car, and then it does its thing.
No, you know what it is? It's
DPD mode.
Yeah.
you know what I imagine? It's the Joker for his future special. He wields a gun.
Yes, literally. Hellfire. We're talking about Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Yeah. Should we move on to Discotech Media, your source for weird old American cartoons?
Extreme Dinosaurs!
I love this company. Yeah, we're getting Extreme Dinosaurs on SD Blu-ray.
Yes. I used to watch it because it was a spin-off of Street Sharks. But as a kid, I was a much, much bigger fan of Street Sharks.
This is longer than Street Sharks, though. That's the crazy part.
That is crazy. It was being a spin-off. It lasted longer.
I love one of the taglines is, yep, it's that show from the 90s.
Is this a Street Sharks spin-off? It feels like it's a Street Sharks spin-off.
Well, it is. They actually show up in Street Sharks.
They've done the best they can with this, and it's going to be an SD Blu-ray. Probably, it's 52 episodes, so maybe it's one disc.
Muteki is right, by the way, Soundout.
They should have done Defenders of the Earth. I mean, if NECA can make toys, someone can do the show, right?
I'm waiting for Skeleton Warriors eventually from them.
Mm-hmm.
That seems the show they will.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Spin Dash and SD Blu-ray of the Ruby Spears Mega Man.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Because that's only DVD, I think.
Yeah, they did it on DVD, so why not redo it on SD Blu-ray?
Soul Man. It's also has about Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
The Street Fighter?
It's great.
Have they done the Street Fighter cartoon yet?
No.
The USA cartoon? No.
They did a DVD, but they haven't done an SD Blu-ray. But they did do a DVD.
Okay.
I want the Darkstalkers. I want the Darkstalkers show.
Yeah, I want them.
I hate that show, but I want
it. You know what I keep telling you about that show.
Yeah.
Jerry's got to tell a story about Darkstalkers USA.
Yeah, as a kid, I used to watch that Darkstalkers cartoon after the Street Fighter USA cartoon, or before. I don't know when it was on, but whenever that show was on, I didn't know anything about Darkstalkers. I knew the games existed, but I never played them, and I didn't know the story. But when I was a kid, I'd watch that show. The first thought that always came to my mind was, I don't know anything about Darkstalkers or its story, but I just know that that's not right.
I love that. I love the analysis of you're just like, nope, something's wrong.
You think Warner Bros. Will let them release Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm?
Maybe.
Oh man, Defenders of Earthrealm.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Discotech Media is the dominant anime UHD 4K disc publisher because they have four titles in print.
4 whole titles makes them the top.
The
top UHD anime.
Do you know who's second place, guys?
Crunchyroll.
Crunchymation with 2.
Yeah, is Dragon Ball Superhero get 4K?
Dragon Ball Superhero. They put out on Blu-ray, and the 4K comes out next month.
Next month? Did they do
7 months after the regular Blu-ray.
God, did they do one for One Piece Film Red or no?
No. And they did one for Akira, but it's out of print.
Oh, okay.
Because the Akira one happened when it was still Funimation.
Ah.
Yep. Oh yeah, Spin Dash. It's still green. Yeah, that's probably will be.
That's Toei's fault.
Yeah. Jeremy Carr, is Castle Cagliostro worth the upgrade? I would say yes, but I also have to preface that I just bought the 4K. I didn't have the Blu-ray prior, so I can't say for sure. But what I can say is, having owned the Robot Carnival DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K, the 4K is better than the Blu-ray for Robot Carnival. If you got the 4K tech, it's worth the upgrade 100%.
Does the Castle Cagliostro have all the dubs, or?
Yes, the Cagliostro has like 6 dubs on it, I think.
Okay, because there was multiple dubs.
I think the Cagliostro one has 4 dubs, and then I think it was the first Lupin movie has 6 dubs on it. So, G-Kids 4Ks, I think they only have like 2. And the thing is, they did preface their statement with in print. Like, all 4 of these are in print. Other companies have done UHD anime, but then they go out of print, like the Akira one. So, a lot of the old Lupin movies have multiple dubs, and Discotech throws all of them on there if they can. So, anyways, Belladonna Sadness was not what I was expecting to be their 5th 4K.
Boy, I wasn't expecting that either.
This is a weird-ass movie, and I was expecting something more high-profile, but, like, boom, there it is.
This is Discotech. They like their...
This is what back then would be rated X.
Yep.
Back in, like,
is there titties then?
Yes, there's a lot. There's a lot in this.
There's...
Have you ever seen Tezuka's 1001 Nights? It's in the same series. Spin Dash, yes, there are Gundam 4Ks in Japan. There is, I think it's all the theatrical films got 4Ks. So Shars, F91, 00, Trailblazer, and then Hathaway. Hathaway got a 4K. Because I was debating between the Blu-ray and the 4K for Hathaway, but then the Blu-ray had bonus features, so I bought that. I think Doan's Island got a 4K as well. But, like, basically the movies for Gundam got 4Ks in Japan. None of them have made it over here. So, anyways, moving on. Kurokami the animation. Anybody got anything on this one? Because I got nothing. It's Blu-ray. And, apparently the previous Bandai Entertainment disc was done by Justin Savakis as well, who now works on the Discotech team. And
Oh.
this was actually his first Blu-ray he ever worked on, and now it's better because the Bandai Entertainment Blu-rays were dub only, because they were
that's nice.
simul-release OVA discs. So
Yeah, because I heard, this is one of those I heard of but never check out. So it's nice that the season
It
released it
seems
again.
me and Wheels were like, we don't care. Then we saw some of the fighting. We're like, maybe we should watch this.
yeah, I don't know how long this is. They didn't mention how many episodes.
Can't find the episode list.
Let's just move on, because we still it's 5:51 and we still got Bandai. All right, Fist of the North Star: Legend of the True Savior. There's release 1, 2, and
Yes.
3. Here's the last one, The Legend of Kenshiro, which has a new English dub, just like all the others did. So
You're the same cast.
I'm super
nice
hyped to get those, of course.
They look
nice
great.
to continue. I didn't pick these up because I think these are not like remakes of the old anime from what I hear, but they're like not like they're almost like compilation movies, but also like remakes at the same time.
Muteki, if we skipped everything I didn't know, we wouldn't spend 5 minutes on this. I discover a lot through Discotech stuff. Like
That's the fun part. Is
Puss in Boots Around the World, which is like a Around the World in 80 Days remake with
Yes.
Puss in Boots. This is weird because it's the third movie,
Yeah.
and we got the first one that's coming out this month, and then the third one's out. But where's the second?
Reminder to people
Frickin'
that the cat
Toei.
that's remind people that cat you see on the Toei logo, that's Puss in Boots.
Yep.
He
I
is
think
the
people know-
mascot for Toei right
I think-
there.
That first
think
movie
people
was
don't
so
realize that.
popular it became the mascot of Toei Animation.
I think people don't realize that. I think people just think it's just the Toei cat. But nope, it's Puss in Boots.
Muteki, it wasn't based on the Jackie Chan movie Around the World in 80 Days, because that was also a remake of the original Around the World in 80 Days that came out in the 60s.
Which had Cantinflas in, if you're a Mexican,
Yeah.
you know, you should know Cantinflas.
That movie's actually got a lot of like famous international stars
Yep.
in it. That movie's great. It's
Yeah.
The original Around the World in 80 Days is a great film. Yeah. Anyways, we got Futakoi, which is a harem anime, but all of the girls are identical sets of twins. Which has got to be really strange. Like, I guess he's just got to pick a set of twins. Any harem anime
Interesting, this
fans?
is interesting. I mean, I like
it
my
can
hair
be.
anime, but I never heard this one. I never heard this one. This is an interesting one for Discotech to pick up.
Yep.
See, this seems more like a media blaster thing.
They've been
It
picking up
does,
more
but,
harem
yeah.
anime stuff lately. All right, Chie the Brat TV Series 1. Apparently, they couldn't show any clips on their YouTube stream because everything got copyright flagged.
Golly.
When they said that, I was like,
a
it's got to
lot.
be something super famous, right? Nope, it's just this thing.
It's super influential, like they said there. Like, I actually heard of it a lot growing up. I just never got to see it.
Yeah,
Must be the copyright company must like lock and hold it then.
It must.
Scenario.
well, that's neat. Rainbow, a series that streamed but never had a disc.
I used to watch this on Hulu when they had it.
Wasn't it
Great
Funimation
opening.
that had it, and then
Yeah, I think it was.
and then they just
Oh, I
never
can
did a
look
physical
up-
disc of it?
and then it never. I don't know if they've. Man. Also, if you that show's great, but boy is it depressing. So.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Theme song goes hard though.
Oh no, same people who did the.
I don't know why it's giving me prison school flashbacks looking at this.
Well, it is.
No,
It is about a youth prison.
but it's super depressing.
Yep.
But it's
let me see.
cool. But, you know.
I'm looking at Miami list. Yeah, Funimation. Was the
Funimation.
previous
okay.
license there.
They streamed it.
Yeah,
but then they
I
never
used to watch
disc
it on Hulu. Then
But no
Hulu
dub,
didn't
but
have
no
it
dub.
anymore.
But no dub, weirdly enough. So
Yeah.
it would just they just had the license for it, but never.
Also,
released
it's
it.
animated by Madhouse.
No wonder. It has that style of Madhouse. Like,
I could
grimy
tell the
darkness.
heavy ink lines. I was like, it's Madhouse.
See, Jeremy Carr even said Rainbow is good and depressing, like I was saying.
Yep. Speaking of things,
You know
okay,
what? Also,
the next thing is
Oh,
a
you
show
go.
I knew, but I forgot I knew, and it unlocked a bunch of memory of actually watching it. It's IGPX coming to Blu-ray.
Yeah, Toonami.
My brain, it was
So,
like the key went into the brain, went, hey, you remember this?
IGX is one of the
Immortal
shows
Grand
that
Prix.
it's one of the shows I always knew about, but I think when I started watching Toonami, it stopped airing, or I just
Yeah.
never caught it. Scenario. Because for us to understand,
Yeah.
this is a show funded by Toonami,
Yes.
right?
They
Yeah.
were, because Toonami was, and this is weird to say, a TV block on a cable network was so successful that they could fund their own anime. And so they did IGPX was the first thing, then they did the Big O 2, like they funded the second season of Big O. They did some other stuff, like SD Gundam Force was also partially funded by Toonami. Crazy stuff. You can check Discotech's Twitter,
right?
Because Discotech's Twitter has some comparisons. But
it looks good.
It looks amazing. You'll get both the Japanese and the English versions because there were some editing differences, and they're potentially putting in more bonus features than you could ever imagine.
Because I think IGPX is one of those shows that had 2 different flip-flap animations for dub and sub. Mostly because there's a lot of big names, like
Mark
Haley
Hamill
Jobs
and
Mark Hamill was in there. Yes,
Lance Reddick, Michelle Rodriguez, like a lot of big.
Spin Dash says they're airing
names.
the remaster of the first 2 episodes on Toonami for Daylight Savings Night. That's great.
Nice.
Ooh.
So I imagine,
Spin Dash says, I hope the original micro series can make it in. I think that's probably under the extras. They're waiting for the approval by the licensor so they don't overpromise. Yeah, but IGPX, like, boy, that unlocks some memories. I can't wait for this to come out. This is like, I think this was probably my most hyped reveal of the whole thing.
Is there a kind of big nostalgia kick release? I dub.
I think so. I'm glad that's happening, and they're also just like they're reworking a bunch of stuff. It looks amazing. And then lastly, Lovely Complex, which is a comedy about a short king and a tall queen. First time Blu-ray release. All 24 episodes in Japanese with subtitles, and is getting a brand new English dub, which has been worked on for like 2 years, and essentially was done with Sound Cadence, which is the studio that usually does dub for Discotech. The people there really wanted to dub this, and so they made it happen with a limited budget. And the way they did it was that they'd have an actor in the studio, and they'd say, hey, would you also like to do this? And give them a part in this show. And eventually they've pieced it all together now to dub this show that they love. And I think that's a wonderful passion project. And this is no slight at anybody involved, but I don't see myself buying this one.
This is a cult classic one. I remember.
It looked really fun. I like the clips, but I'm like, I'm not a comedy.
They even got Moist Critical to voice the purposely bad voice acted visual novel character in the game.
I gotta tell you how old I felt when they were like, famous YouTuber Moist Critical, and I'm just like,
who? Like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Who?
Someone in the Discotech chat on the Discord was like, oh, hold on, and then like sent a GIF, and I was like, oh, now I know who that is because I just have seen the GIFs. It's that guy. Yeah. It's the Woo guy where he vanishes out of existence. But Discotech had a great presentation overall. I think it was just terrific. Like great stream because that is some of the most obscure stuff you'll ever see. Personally speaking, my tops were IGPX, Hurricane Palomar, Puss in Boots Around the World, Extreme Dinosaurs, and that new Lupin special. That's what I'm looking at.
I think for me, I'm kind of getting a little worried with some Discotech streams in terms of I'm afraid it's getting the Nintendo Direct treatment in terms of
where people are hyping it up a little too much.
Where people are expecting the world grand announcement, and like Nintendo Directs, these can never please everybody because they have so much content for people of all different interests. And
specifically, everything they do is niche as heck.
Yeah,
except for Digimon.
I remember seeing people hype say, "Oh man, Digimon," or "Oh, what's their next Toku?"
They did give a Digimon update. They are still waiting on approvals for the packaging art for Digimon Season 2, but that's the next thing that'll be going out. But they said they had to wait for Toei to approve all of it.
Yeah, I just think I'm just a little worried. Not because I think the presentation is good and what they announced is great, but it's more of the reaction I'm getting. I got Nintendo Direct flashbacks.
I did too. I like the thing is you always go in. Don't expect too much. Just expect that you're going to learn about shows you've never heard of before, and that there'll probably be at least one thing you'll like. Because without fail, there's always at least one thing I'm into at every Discotech stream.
Or helps people like the Direct or stuff that you'll get interested in just because you like what you saw.
That
Yeah,
dual
that's
show
the
I'll
thing.
probably end up picking up just because it seemed interesting.
Yeah, that was my highlight for sure.
Soul Man, where would I best start if I want to enter into Digimon? Find out November 8th when I put out my Digimon viewing guide.
The real answer is any.
The real answer is any, but if you want to like string together timelines and stuff, I'm totally gonna put that into a video. But yeah, just you could jump in any show that interests you, but I'll have a full viewing guide because synergy. So stay tuned. It's because that's what, a week from Wednesday? Or 2 weeks from Wednesday?
Yep.
2 weeks from Wednesday.
Will and Ryan kept saying, "Yep." Like, so wait, yep to both?
I guess. All right. Toy news time. Turtles of Grayskull got announced. We had talked about, I think some of this had leaked, but now we've got the full reveal for
the worst kept secret.
The worst kept secret. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Masters of the Universe crossover, which had this beautiful key art that came out, and I was like, they made Casey Jones Masters of the Universe ripped, so I'm in. Let's do this. This is all starting out. This will be coming out next year, but this is the official artwork for Turtles of Grayskull. Yeah.
This guy looks so good.
It looks great. Should we get onto the toys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you just say no, Jerry?
I said yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's already 6.
All right. First up, this is the interesting part. It's not like the Universal Monsters Ninja Turtles crossover where they're taking 2 characters and making them into one. This is Leonardo if he was on Eternia. That's the kind of stuff I like.
I would say something I noticed with these.
Yes.
Is like with the figures and the artwork, the turtles in Shredder look vaguely 2003 looking.
They do.
And
they look very 2003.
And it's not like because it's the head shape. It's mostly the head shape, the shade of green, and specifically for Shredder, which there's no figure, but the artwork. If you look at the artwork on the packaging, it's specifically the 2003 dragon foot symbol.
Yeah.
Symbol, which was from 2003. I know other Turtle media use that symbol, but
I think the reason why that's happened is because of the chunkiness of Masters of the Universe happening.
It fits better with that style.
It fits better with like 2003 than the 80s. But yeah, Mr. Nardo looks nice. Next up, we have Donatello using Man-at-Arms armor, which is just freaking cool. Also, I don't know how we have 2 cursors on the screen at the moment. I don't know what happened here. This is... I'm just gonna... Okay. I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know. Moving on. This one is Krang that looks like Megator.
As Jerry Carr said, 30 people watching, 17 likes. Come on, people, get the
like button,
coming.
Please. I need the like buttons. It helps. It really helps. It helps recommend the stream to other people while it's live, and then also after it's up. Hello, Thelma.
The Krang is going to be the same size as the Andre the Giant figure from the Masters of WWE.
It may be even a little bit bigger because they added a spacer in his waist there. Because I have the Andre the Giant, and he's pretty big. But I think that it's got the split because they've added the Krang chamber, so he's going to be even a little taller.
Because I think it looks like he swivels from the chest and waist.
Yeah. And then we've got mutated He-Man.
The most powerful mutant of the universe.
I love this.
Which looks like you take Faker and give him a 90s toxic color scheme.
Yep.
Basically.
And
also,
then,
to me, or does he look bulkier? Does he look bulkier than the normal?
I don't know if he is or if it's just the veins.
I think it's the veins. Yeah, he looks about I think his mold wise is the same, but the veins is making it pop. Here is Trapjaw, who has a Mouser for an arm.
I love this. I love the stock gray Trapjaw.
Look at him. It's beautiful. And
that's
then,
actually pretty cool.
Finally, Man-at-Arms has turtle armor, like a turtle shield.
He looks looks kind of 2000X.
He
Man-at-Arms
does.
to me. It's just how big his shoulder armor is.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I like these. Then we have the artwork. Yeah, let's look. Oh, wait, we gotta do the packaging first. Organization, what's that? It's not like we're an hour in and we haven't even gotten to Bandai yet. Here's Leonardo, Heroic Ninja Turtle Leader. I'm going to start flying through these if you guys don't mind.
No, that's fine.
He-Man, most powerful mutant in the universe. Donatello, Heroic Turtle at Arms. And Man-at-Arms, Weapons Master in a half shell. And then, we don't have the other 2 uncarded yet. the two villains.
I forget which one. I think it was Leo's or He-Man's back of the box has a slime pit shredder,
Yep.
like a shredder themed slime pit. I hope that's a
Yes,
real
there
thing.
is a Shredder themed slime pit on here.
Which again, it looked great in 2003 because it's using that shade of blue, metallic blue, and like, it's like again conspiracy nutty, but it's like it feels like it's like if we are getting to the 2003 re-releases next year, maybe.
Yep.
So maybe
Also, there was artwork of Shredder using mosquito armor. Which is just
especially with that
amazing.
giant foot. I mean, with that giant red foot logo, it's kind of asking to have the mosquito
Right?
like gimmick.
Also, it's getting me one step closer to Shredder as Dracula.
It almost like looks like a cooler version of what Next Mutation Shredder wanted to be.
He kind of does, yeah. Yeah, Thomas says, looks like something on Cartoon Network, one of those weirdly drawn cartoons. Yeah, it's kind of like how it's got that kind of style. I hope we get another art book when this phase of the line is done. This will be included in the art. But they look great. More to come. They'll announce more later. Speaking of announcing things,
How do you hope Casey looks in this line?
oh,
How do you,
I want Casey to I mean, bring back the crop top because it just fits Motu.
but as like an armor,
Yeah.
crop top.
Like an armor crop top. And then he just has still sports equipment because you can't upgrade that. So it works too well. All right, speaking of announcing things.
Sports equipment.
He should have like mute. We could go crazy on this. That could be a whole stream just speculating on that line. I'm excited to see more. I don't usually collect Origins, but they did just wrap up the Sunman stuff, so I have a slot in my collecting. Super Eye Productions announces the global launch of Ultraman card game in summer 2024. So it's going to be a brand new card game.
Speaking of Ultra, do we have the Ultraman Rise stuff, or do you want to wait for when the full trailer?
We'll wait for the full trailer on that.
Okay. Any quick thoughts on that? Just if people were wondering.
We'll talk about it when we get the full trailer.
All right.
Interestingly enough, with this card is there's a mixture of art and screen caps, and then they have taglines like "Ultraman Zero evolves within your hands," and the protagonist arrives. I got really
confused. That got me confused. I thought that was the reference text when I first saw these.
But no, that's on the card apparently.
But again, it really shows that's how much Super Raya really wants his brand to be global. It's them make a card game like this.
It's going to launch in Japan, North America, mainland China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Southeast Asia in summer of 2024, and it'll make its world debut at the Anime Festival Asia in Singapore, November 24th to 26th. So we'll probably find out more details then. But we have a new Ultraman card game coming to the U.S., and I might buy these instead of Kimi cards because Ultraman.
Well, because there's actual card game also, so there's a good chance it could be good.
Yep. Yeah, it will be coming to the U.S. as well as Asia. All right. Next up, Hiya Toys has announced their next Star Trek Exquisite miniseries 1/18 scale figure, and it is Chekhov. I think it's kind of interesting because I didn't expect Chekhov next because we got Kirk, Spock, McCoy, older Spock, Keenzer, Nero, now Chekhov. So they're not exactly going in a traditional order, which is fine. We haven't had a Chekhov figure in years. It's been years since anybody made Chekhov in any form, so it's nice to see. And I will continue to look forward to this line because Playmates is doing absolutely nothing with the brand. All right, moving on. I don't have anything else to say. I just want to talk about Star Trek. Playmates makes it hard. Transformers Reactivate is got toys under a packaging called Transformers Rise.
That was the I think that was the previous. Decided to change it.
Yeah. The short version of this is there's a 2-pack of Bumblebee and Starscream. Looks like a Deluxe and a Voyager based on this new game that we have like no actual details.
It's almost been a year since it's been announced because it was announced the Game Awards December, so it's almost been a year.
So
this game announced.
That 2-pack was listed on a Canadian retailer. And then Hasbro actually responded to a leak, which has never happened. They said, we want to note that recent Transformers product information images revealed by a Canadian retailer were listed incorrectly. Our partners at Splash Damage are working hard on the Transformers Reactivate game. We're excited to announce we'll lead the charge with 2 game-inspired 2-packs revealing and pre-ordering on November 14th. So I'm imagining also November 14th we'll get like details on the game or something.
I imagine they had
But also, hooray! welcome to the 8th Transformers line that's currently running.
I think this is less of a line, but more of just a
Two
just
packs.
a sub line to the gamer edition.
Yeah,
because
it's
that's what it is.
not well, I mean the packaging might change, but there's
They
apparently a leak
put-
for an Optimus and Soundwave 2-pack, so
it's clearly they want to advertise the game, so they
Yep.
use the game package, but it's underused. It's probably because I think there was listings of the reactivated characters in Gamer Edition, so it's just fancy packaging for CU Series Game Edition. Which
I wonder if
to
the
you-
packaging's going to change to say reactivate, or if it's just going to say Rise because it's going to be like the She-Hulk figure
It's
or
too-
the Spider-Verse figures, or
I think it's one of those two. It's
Yeah.
too late, which is kind of worse here because it's literally a different name
completely
compared
different
to
name.
different
Yeah.
logo. Yeah, I feel like the only reason why they had to respond to this one because I appreciate a lot of people going, where the hell is the game
Yeah.
scenario?
I think they also
because
I think they also were, because it's so close, like it's like they're like, just hang on till next month. Please don't leak again.
yeah.
Yeah.
The figures as themselves, like the Bumblebee looks okay. I think he's a good generic performer. I actually really like the Starscream. I wish it didn't have the weird battle damage, like the weird black parts. I mean,
All right,
what's
well, we're
worse
moving
is,
on because we need to talk. Well, we can talk about those again November 14th when they reveal them in full. I think it's time to move on because it's already 6:11. We haven't touched Bandai yet. All right. Spin Dash says, would you ever do a video going over the various scales, lines, etc.? I might do something with that because I'm kind of frustrated by how many lines we have. Also, thank you for enjoying the Ultra Magnus review because I worked hard on that. All right. Transformers Earthspark's new deluxe wave. There was a Warrior class Thrash that already came out, and then they decided to make a deluxe that's worse. No sidecar, wrong colors, different mold, but categorically worse, and he's more expensive.
So people look. I have the Warrior.
I looked at the Warrior pictures, and I looked at this. I don't think they actually share any parts. I think they just share engineering.
Yeah.
This is a $20 figure that doesn't even come with a Build-A-Figure part, and you can buy for I think what is he $16.99? You can get the one with the sidecar that's actually silver. What the hell are they doing?
That's what I'm mad more about is the fact that they cheap out the sidecar where the Warrior class figure
on the one that's more expensive. They cheaped it out versus the other one.
I hate the return of the cream color. It's not even
accurate
to the show.
The hell is this? And maybe I do need to make a whole video on this. Hasbro is just dropping the ball with kids' lines. How are kids ever going to get into Transformers when their lines are terrible?
I mean, let's look at the next figure of this wave.
All right, so continuing the trend of let's repaint Cyberverse figures into Earthspark. They repainted Hot Rod into Prowl instead of repainting Prowl into Prowl.
Prowl. What? This is the worst. The worst is to break the wheeljack to breakdown because they changed the head. But
they didn't change the head here either.
Yeah, true. But God, first off,
why would you repaint Hot Rod into Prowl when you could repaint Prowl into Prowl?
It's not even maybe the Hot Rod mold matches the design closer. No, the Cyberverse is the
look at the box art, guys. Those are not the same character. Any kid will notice that. This goes beyond just kids won't notice Shockwave's not 100% act. This isn't even close.
At least with with Shockwave and Starscream, they're vaguely similar to the Earthspark models. Not 1%. But vaguely, but the render of Prowl, on the box, which that means he's gonna be in the show, has the car chest. The Cyberverse figure had the car chest. So
if you're gonna repaint a Cyberverse toy, why is it not the same character? Why are you using somebody else?
It doesn't help that Hot Rod is one of those characters that has a very two iconic things about him: the fins and the spoiler things. So it's so obvious. God, this made me angry, but also laugh. And I'm scared that hashtag is just gonna be a repaint of Soundwave. And I don't like that Soundwave toy.
Toyota Tacoma says, slowly realizing I lost track of Transformers classes again. Yep. It's easy to do. There's too many lines. And then SSJ4 Jason said, what booster set you like seeing the Ultraman card game if they do booster sets? I'm going to back up what you said earlier, the Birth of Noah, where it's all Nexus themed. I would be so into that. I'd buy so many boxes. Yes, Psycho's. Yeah, I do remember when Arms Micron repainted Knockout into Smokescreen, and that was less of an offense than this was.
Because at least that sort of makes sort of sense. And so
Yep.
you guys don't mold later.
Okay, I want to do this as a PSA because I only saw one person tweet about this because NECA just kind of made a vague Facebook post and didn't really make an announcement. The retro Dracula for the Universal Monsters line that's made to look like the Remco and has the glow in the dark. This will be going up on the NECA store soon. So keep an eye out. Also follow Preternia on Twitter if you got Twitter because he posts about this stuff. But if you're trying to get the last of the retros, it's just going to be on the NECA store. All right, moving on. McFarlane had a couple news announcements. Let's touch base real quick. It took 3.5 years, but we finally have a Wonder Woman. That's not just some weird variant.
Hey, that's look good. It does look really good.
It looks good. I mean, I was gonna make a joke that like Power Princess looks better, but I actually think this looks good. So.
No, this legit looks good. I'm finally happy. We're finally getting a Wendy figure. Finally.
Hopefully they drop the stupid NFT thing that they announced at Comic-Con. All right.
Wait, that was from a Justice League thingy. This is like what they just announced as like a 1D single card figure.
I hope it's just a Wonder Woman. I don't want to buy an NFT. I'll tell you that much. Going up for pre-order October 27th exclusively to Amazon is the gold label Lobo with dog and Space Hog.
This looks amazing. I want it.
They took the body of the Rebirth Lobo, gave him a 90s ass head, gave him a 90s ass dog, put his logo on the stand, and let you store his extra guitar down there.
With tree like heads, which I love. This thing's amazing.
I will show the heads in a moment, but like I want this so badly, and it makes me a little bit sad that Keith Giffen died like a week ago and didn't get to see this.
Yeah, I know. God, that was a first.
But
still,
knowing Todd, he might have shown it to him.
Yeah, but like
together, so.
But yeah, like this is amazing. Like I'm so glad. I was originally gonna pick up the Lobo from like a second.
I have no reason to want the DC Classics one anymore. The DC Classics one eluded me for so long because it was the first Comic-Con exclusive for DC Classics. But it had dog, and I wanted dog, and they, I just gave up at a certain point. Now I'm like, I don't need dog. Look at this. I don't know how much this is going to cost, but it'll probably be more affordable than Hasbro's figures with bikes. Also, look at this 3-headed guitar.
I love it. This thing's amazing.
I love the stand. I love everything about this. I mean, even over the Wonder Woman, this is like the McFarlane release of the year at this point. Goes up for pre-order Friday, so hop on it, guys, because I think that one's going to be
I imagine like 50, 60, I'll pay the price like if it's like 50, 60. Because God, this looks good.
Yep. Okay. We got 42 minutes to cover Bandai. We're probably going to go over. I apologize. Jerry, you ready to do Bandai?
Machines guy. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Because I don't know what the announcers are. I'm probably going to be like, yeah, or go, no, I don't know. Let's do this.
All right. Starting with a meme from Hero Club. It doesn't matter what franchise or line you support. Eventually, Bandai finds a way to take everything you got.
Yeah, that meme blew up.
I mean, look at that. It's so perfect. All right. First things first. All right, there was 15 pieces of Bandai news, by the way. 15 pieces of Bandai news. I just wanted to preface that. Going up for pre-order as a general release on November 1st, it is SH Figuarts Monkey D. Luffy Gear 5 for 9,900 yen. Scheduled for release in April.
The literal Looney Tunes character.
He's got bendable legs, by the way.
Like actual like pipe wire?
I think so. Because they look.
So they're really going in with the rubber hose cartoon with him. Then
yep.
Cool.
I think he's got a bendy arm as well, or it's stuck in a permanent curve. Not exactly sure, but I look forward to the day that I eventually catch up enough to understand the context. He also comes.
I was reading what led up to it, but I never.
You saw what was leading up to it, but never got.
Yeah, and then get to that part though.
I mean, to give you a hint, it's Goku. It's your show.
Ultra Instinct.
Luffy's shonen.
This is Ultra Instinct form.
Yeah, just Super Saiyan blank here form.
That makes sense. He looks nice. I'm not buying him, but he looks nice.
I like the lightning effect though. You can hold like a sword. That's dope.
Yeah,
it does come with extra head. It does come with extra head for regular Luffy, which I do like.
I like all the crazy cartoon expressions too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like
Jeremy
really
Carr says Super
emphasizing
Saiyan 4. Okay, I
practically, yeah.
understand what that means.
Um,
All right, moving on.
Yep.
I hate to have
Go
to
ahead.
do that, but like
No, you gotta.
we're at
For
the
time's
point.
sake.
We just gotta. All right. So in the weirdest bit of Kamen Rider news, there is a YouTube special called Kamen Rider Legend versus Kamen Rider Gotchard. Yes, a 2-part YouTube special, which features this new guy named Kamen Rider Legend who looks kind of like Decade, but it's totally a two-guy situation where it's not Decade. It's actually just some normal dude, just dude in the universe. Okay.
It looks similar.
So, Collector Canine, congrats getting that next Faiz Kemi card for $6. That's good because that was a promo. Anyways, this guy who's currently only slated to appear in a YouTube special has retail release belt and toys
well, no, duh. He's there.
because he's
Bandai
Decade.
Yeah, he's Decade. I actually do like his design.
I think his design's a little overdone personally, but I think it looks nice. Oh, also, yeah,
I mean,
we're not going to talk about the
he
fact he
gives
needs a
me-
dance belt.
he gives you absolute tartar. Like I don't know. Like, you can just easily place him in the absolute DNC. He doesn't look out of place there.
It's
next to him.
true. Okay, so the belt, the Legend, what is this called? The Legend Driver will be the retail release belt for December, so it is the second belt. It looks like the Beast Driver, but with cards, which is really fun. It will include BGM music and 3 Ride Kemi cards, which are, of course, Legend Rider cards. He kind of uses Legend Rider stuff. And that's what it looks like. And here's the Faiz one where he's got a phone braver as a friend. I like that the Faiz Kemi is just literally phone braver.
Yeah.
Then there's the Legend card. And then there is the Akuga with his bug. And that is a retail release. And also in December, there will be the Legend Ride Magnum, which is literally a motorcycle gun.
So it's the Kamen Rider gun. It's the Rider gun.
It's the Rider gun. And then it comes with a double and O's. And yeah, all this stuff is retail. And currently, even the box says Legend versus Gotchard. So hopefully, I don't know. If this guy is only in 2 episodes and they put his stuff out at retail where like other main series writer stuff got P Bandai, that'd be really frustrating.
This guy screened at Toei or Bandai saw what they're doing with the Ultra Galaxy Place for Surprise. Like, we could do that too.
Yep. Okay. You guys ready for Narikiri World News? Because I mixed all of this together so it would flow nice and neat. But here we go. At Bandai's Narikiri World event, they showed the complete selection modification Dark Kivat belt for Dark Kiva. It's cool. I like it. I'm not buying it, but it looks so pretty.
I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner, honestly. So
Right?
it is a simple repaint.
And then they also showed the complete style gigantic Zanvat sword. So you can slide that thing up and down the blade as hard as you want to power yourself up in full size.
I'm curious if this is bigger than
Phrasing.
the Karoken or not.
It should be bigger than the Garoken. Should be. But it looks great. I like Kiva aesthetically. Also, there is the Zanvat Fwessel sitting on the thing, even though it's gigantic, which I think is kind of funny. It looks cool. But yeah, it was sitting next to the Kivat belt. I think Saga's the only one they haven't made in CSM, if I'm not mistaken.
The weird UFO thingy.
But speaking of Saga, he's out of purgatory, guys. The figure art's coming. They did not give us a date.
Limbo?
They did not give us a date. They did not tell us a pre-order time. They just told us he's P Bandai, he's coming. Saga is coming. Saga is happening.
Yeah, because
if you're in China, you can buy him in a set with Dark Kiva.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. Ray and Arc. They haven't made that one either. And Kivala doesn't count. She's a decade belt. And she's not even a belt. She's just a little bat. The belt just appears. Anyways, look at him. He's beautiful. P Bandai US, please get this because I would buy it. I actually want it. It looks so cool. It took so long for this because they showed him years ago. They have shown us. There was a Shinkocho Seiho listing. There was a original figure art that was shown 3 times. There was a Seiho that was shown twice, and now the Seiho is the first one to actually release. The only other figure of Saga to exist, I think, was Candy Toy stuff. So he finally exists, guys. Isn't that great?
Yay!
Faiz time? Faiz time. Okay. So for those,
Oh, boy.
You mean justifies?
they're going to try to justify these prices. For those following the Faiz news, there is a 20th anniversary Faiz movie coming out. Boom! What is this called? The complete selection modification Faiz Driver Next, going for 49,500 yen, shipping in October from Premium Bandai. October of next year, by the way. It goes up for pre-order. It's up for pre-order now. It does not come out for a year. Anyways, this movie has a cool new belt, which has the smartphone design that actually it looks pretty cool. It lights up the belt. It looks really neat. It's like $500. I just have to remember it's $500. It's very expensive. It comes with a grip handle to attach for the blaster. You can also punch things with it. And then the belt itself looks really fancy. So, thing is the biggest thing about Faiz... Sinful Gear's doing a Kamen Rider Faiz collab?
Yep.
That's
they're
neat.
really going hard in with this Faizing. They even got a new way to write the event.
Oh, good. That way the Sinful Gear kids can be even more traumatized.
No, they already are.
I said more. I didn't say they weren't already to begin with.
He did add more.
If you're wondering why this belt is like $500 and has it's interesting.
Tell me it actually works as a real smartphone.
It doesn't work as a phone, but the screen does change and react to you touching the buttons to switch modes. If you haven't seen the video, it's amazing.
I'm surprised they haven't made the keys in the Digivice.
Well, here's the thing. I thought, maybe you can't do like a smartphone that you just push buttons and it's a screen. Like maybe that's a like a non-compete clause or something. Nope. Give me my Super CSA keys in the beginning smartphone Digivice, because this is literally it right here. Except it's Faiz, so just do it with Digimon. And have swappable phone cases. And just put all of them in one.
Yeah, because you're using the same designs in the beginning. So
yep.
Where is it?
It has a rechargeable battery for that smartphone too.
USB-C or lightning?
Probably USB-C. Because that's what the Digimon colors do. Anyways, in case that wasn't enough for you. God, the movie's not even out yet. And they're like, look at all of our product. If you are a fan of Kamen Rider Kaiza, don't ask me why I said it that way. I'm tired.
First question, why?
Good point. In September, a month before the next Faiz comes out, in September, for 30,250 yen, you can get the movie on Blu-ray in with the next Kaiza phone, which works similar to the Faiz phone with the smartphone apps and all the screens and stuff. Except it does not come with a belt. You need to use the belt from the CSM Kaiza driver, because he doesn't change belts in the movie. So, there's that. Also look at the cover of the movie. It looks nice. I have to watch the show at some point. I have not done it yet. RX-0, was Kamen Rider Faiz any good? I don't know. I've quit on episode 8 about 4 times. I just don't think it's for me.
I can't get over how mean everybody used the show.
Yep. Oh, is this actually come out September 13th? 2024, because that's great, because that is Kaiza Day. So if you have a Kaiza driver and want to upgrade yourself to smartphone Kaiza, there you go. That's a thing. All right. Now, if you want the new rider for Faiz Paradise Reignited, Kamen Rider Muse, her driver will be releasing in complete selection modification in 2025.
Wait, what year?
2025.
Man.
They did not put it up for pre-order, okay? They're not insane. They didn't put her driver up for pre-order. They're just saying it's coming in 2025.
Well, you're releasing 2 years. It uses the same technology by the looks of it.
Because the Faiz driver's not out till October 2024.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. First of all, that does sound a little nuts. Second of all, I wouldn't have announced this, Third of all, I get why Faiz is going to take a year and why the pre-order window's open for 5 months. Because the Faiz driver has that smartphone tech. That's going to take way longer to manufacture than anything else they've done. It's the same reason why the Digivices are usually 9 months out instead of the usual 6, right? So the Digivices have a longer pre-order period because they have to make sure they don't overproduce them.
Mateki, how am I making you poor? I'm more baffled that it's taking this long.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, for me personally, I think, why'd you even show it? Like, why show it and put a date on it?
Why announce it now? Why not? If it's
Why
so
not wait?
late, why announce it?
It's like when Star Wars Black Series announced Kiadi Mundi a year before he was coming out and said we're not putting pre-orders up. Then why are you showing us? You know, I guess it's good to say, hey, be prepared for another $500 driver. But
what's her number gimmick? Is it like?
I don't know.
Is it 666?
That'd be nice, but I don't follow this movie enough. The point I'm making, though, is that the manufacturing time is so long, so that's why Faiz is taking a year, but they're giving you 5 months to order it, because it's expensive. It's kind of the tactic they're doing the Digivices, but I'm also like...
No, wait, everyone's saying she is Satan.
It is? Oh my god.
666.
Excellent. Thank you, anyway. Alright. In case you want something more affordable, but still next Faiz, $85 will get you the Shinkocho Seiho Next Faiz figure art from Premium Bandai US. And yes, he does not have silver-tipped fingers on the suit, so that doesn't have to be here.
I would say this, as much as I don't like the show, I really like the designs of Faiz. I just wish the show was better.
Yep. I'm glad I mildly like the character. The thing is, Kiva, I love the suits, but I don't love the show, but I like the characters and storyline enough that it was watchable, and when Saga shows up, the whole show works for me. But yeah. Infinite says, how long before someone develops a smartphone app to work with the next Faiz drivers? As soon as someone has one in hand, they're going to figure out how to hack it. Also, if you turned it into a Digivice, maybe I'll buy it. Anyways.
yeah. No, it needs to be that meme of the nah and yeah for Soundout.
Yes.
It'll be nah for Faiz, yes
for Digimon. I look at that smartphone thing and I'm like, smartphone Digivice, put all 12 kids' evolutions in it, and then you just push a button to do each one of them. And then you can have different phone cases included, so you can... It'll be like $500 as well, probably, but like I would do it. If it's just an all-in-one, hell yeah.
Kyle, it's 666 because 6 in Japan can be read as Musu, and the Geek Later is based on Mu. Puns.
Oh, that makes sense. I like that. All right, that's it for Kamen Rider.
She's still the devil.
Yep, that's it for Kamen Rider. As announced to pretty much no one's surprise, Dekaranger is getting a 20th anniversary film called Fireball Booster. I actually like that name a lot. So, this features a new Deca Red suit where he said, "Oh, I've teamed up with Metal Heroes twice now. I'm just gonna become a Metal Hero," and I love it.
I mean, it looks cool.
It looks so.
It does
good,
look
right?
really cool.
He has A Squad red helmet vents too, which I think is really fun.
I like
Counter 64. I have seen Appley Monsters. I love Appley Monsters, one of my favorite shows. The toy line traumatized me though. And Arc Zero, Dekaranger, I'd say is a good show. It's not the most amazing show, and it's very much episode of the week stuff because they're like a police department. It's like a police procedural, and that's fun. And now everybody's recommending Fireball Booster as a cocktail. That does sound like...
I do like...
They need to have a Sentai bar where they sell that, right?
I don't think there's ever been a Sentai cafe in Japan, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait, what happened to my link to Gaim?
Uh-oh.
What's a Gaim?
Oh my god! I accidentally deleted the link for the CSG Gaim stuff. Thank you for reminding me, Murad Alec. I'm gonna go pull that up in a moment after we finish Dekaranger.
I do like the Morpher. It kind of, I don't know, like, it gives me Bandai America repaint.
We will look at the Morpher a little closer. First of all, Doggy's back, Swan is back. Yay, my favorites. Look at them. Doggy still looks pristine.
They probably have to keep that suit like that's probably one of the few suits they have to keep pristine because it's fur and
also because they use it all the time.
Yeah, well, because it's easy to bring back costume characters and actors.
Yeah. And then we also got a shot of the team here with their new haircuts and everything. And I like Dekaranger's characters a lot. If you don't like the characters of Dekaranger, the show won't work for you. But if you like the characters, the thing is, Dekaranger ends just like a normal episode. Like, the reason why they keep doing movies is easy to do because everybody's it's just the next day for them. Yeah.
It's not like SPD where there is like actual like big story line.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like the I forget the Japanese name for Broodwing, but he's not like a big mega villain.
Umbrella,
He's just
Umbrella.
He's just a gangster.
Yeah, Agent Umbrella. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a gangster.
He's
like
just
a crime boss.
If you guys have ever watched like NCIS or something, and they have like the one serial killer that like shows up in a few episodes through the season, there's like a continuing plot line. They take him down at the end of the season. That's Umbrella in Dekaranger. That's the closest thing to a main villain. So, yeah. Oh, I did see the behind the scenes stuff on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I still don't like have any interest in Five Nights at Freddy's, but I appreciate animatronics costumes so much.
Those animatronics are insane, man.
Speaking of insane, I actually ordered this, and I'm going to admit it to the entire live stream. This is the new Deca Red upgrade suit system SP license, specifically for him, for his new Metal Hero form. It is a Memorial Edition SP license similar to the Standard Edition one that's coming out. It has the same 3 modes as usual. The sound, there's a video out there with the sound effects, and I love the sound effects. And it is bundled in with the Blu-ray. Oh yeah, SP1 license, that's what it's called. It is bundled in with the Blu-ray. So the retail price is 21,450 yen.
Ugh.
I ordered it, though. I ordered it on Amazon Japan. It comes out November 2024. But
it gives you a lot of Bandai America Battleizer repaint vibes.
I like this better than Bandai America's actual Battleizer repaint.
Yeah, I would say I like this form better than Deca.
I like I like it better than the Fire Squad as well. I'm sitting over here like I kind of hope they'll make the Fire Squad license again, but I do want the Swan license and I do want a Master license.
Did they ever make Swan?
They've never made Swan.
Okay.
But yeah, look at that. It's got the Judge mode. It works mostly the same, but it has a new transformation sounds and new voice lines.
A part of me, that's never gonna happen. A part of me kind of wish they have a secret Battleizer sound from Dekaranger vs. Maji Ranger.
Yep, that would be cool.
But I don't think it's never gonna happen because that's power. That's from Power Rangers.
Yeah, but they still used it in Sentai. There's not really a difference between the Swan and Marigold licenses, honestly.
Do we Psycho-O's, see the Deca Gold?
Psycho-O's, yes.
License?
So I did order the Memorial SP license, and I ordered the SP1 license because I have a problem. But I was like, I got a year to figure out money, And as Spin Dash said,
get the Tarzan, right?
Real quick. As Spin Dash said, with the shipping on Amazon Japan, if you order this, it's about $140. I will warn you that you can't cancel the pre-order after a week. Because I checked my account, and it's like, you can't cancel this. It's past the pre-order cutoff, so if you want
forced to get it.
It's good, but you're going to be stuck with it.
Yeah, you never got the Arson version,
I did not, because I was going to get it, couldn't afford the pre-order, then I heard about the issues where they had to replace them, and then I was like, I'm out, and then I never got around to it, and yeah. Is there anything else in this? Appley Monsters should get a dub, but it won't happen because it was so toy-based. The text calls the new form Premier Red. I like Premier Red.
I don't think Applemon would I don't think that's the reason why Applemon would heads up. I think it's more as past due.
It's past due, and it was
Ghost Game 2020, those are still recent, so it's still like viable to dub them.
I'm gonna go find these missing Gaim weapons. I know I had the link for them. I don't know where they disappeared to, but I'm gonna find them right now. Anyway,
questions while Santos find these.
Yeah, just chat amongst yourselves while I dig through Hobby Magazine's tweets, because I know it's here somewhere.
But Takey T, you can watch that dub, but that also because the toy line they're releasing it with the toy line in America when they're trying.
You ever had the 3DS games? None of you?
Oh yeah,
3DS Yokai Watch.
I had the first two. I did the first two.
But Takey T, Discotech should dub past their date. That's because Discotech is a niche company. They do whatever they want.
Also, it's a 52-episode show. Discotech won't do something that big.
Yeah, when it comes to the reason why I think when I say past the date is more of why would Toei dub a show that sadly they deem as a failure, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Quote.
Tom Taylor is still doing Nightwing JoJo Star.
I just picked up his news issue last week.
I might drop it soon though. I'm kind of getting bored. But
it's good. I like.
It's good.
Yes, it's good.
Someone described it as his run is still good, but if you've been reading it since it started, it starts to feel a little cyclical. Like it's just kind of doing the same thing.
Yep.
Kind of like episodic. It feels very episodic
Yeah.
adventures, which I do like. But it's one that's I can easily drop it and eventually pick up again if he kind of things.
All right, I thanks to Spin Dash for suggesting to go through his tweets because that worked. I also forgot to mention they said the next Faiz driver will be compatible with the CSM, the sword, the Faiz Edge, and the Faiz Blaster. So that's cool.
I got
all
an
right.
email Hasbro. I got an email Hasbro for a Giant Man update. We are not 8,901 backers right now.
8,901. Are we? We could make it.
And we have 5 hours left.
Guys, it jumped up like 400 and something since the beginning of our stream. So maybe. Someone says probably not gonna show up to streams anymore due to homework. But want to drop it and say hi. Also, don't insult Nightwing with me around. You know how to do that. I didn't know you were here, someone. But thanks for popping in. All right, so complete style gigantic Muso Saber and complete style gigantic Sonic Arrow.
Sonic Arrow.
I would hope these work with the lock seeds, but we'll see, because the lock seeds did mass shift in show when they attached them to the weapons. They got bigger. So we'll see what happens. But
all I want now is someone have a sword fight with all the gigantic prop weapons.
I have a Ryo Soul Calibur if anyone wants to come fight me.
with their Garuken.
Yeah, and if you wait till like next year, maybe I'll have a Bop It sword too. There's a Dai Mario port and maybe a DJ gun. Yeah, it's got room to attach other weapons.
Oh god.
And as Spin Dash said, forget the if it uses gimmick it's CSM rule. Now if it's big enough we'll call it CSG. Yeah. That seems to be there's no consistency anymore.
And they raise a DJ gun and that's the combining. I hope you have the armor strength to hold it up.
Oh yeah, that thing was heavy in the deluxe form too.
I'm not sure how heavy the gigantic prop things are, but god.
It depends, because like the Ryu Soulkin is not like that heavy on it, if I'm being honest. It's really big, but it's pretty hollow.
You know, now I want the Garuken to be actually heavy. Like you had to be like Danza and dragging it around.
That'd be fun. All right. We did the Dekaranger. Did we cover Dekaranger? Yeah, it was just the SP license.
Yeah.
And me buying them. Yeah, so expect reviews of the SP licenses, because I was originally like, oh, maybe I won't, maybe, and then Amazon Japan's like, no money down, and I'm like, okay.
No money down.
They're nearly, I don't know why, it's like they have the cheese on a string in front of your face.
The cheese on the screen. Continuing Sentai, the Memorial Edition Gabari Caliber will be releasing in June for 24,200 yen, 150% bigger than the DX and just under 2 feet long. Thanks for Spin Dash for these translations and stuff. LEDs added to the eyes, screw holes gone, and yes, it combines with the Gabari Revolver, unlike the King Gabari Caliber that doesn't, unless you take it apart.
Will it have a collapse form then? Because,
yes, it'll have a second blade that you just replace. It's like it's gonna be Ride Booker. The Ride Booker, you had to swap parts on it for the different forms.
That blade would be gigantic. You can't fold it.
Yep. It also, just because Bandai loves. No way, I can't say that on YouTube. It comes with Parasagon and Zakraptor Dino Charger. Jujenshi.
Jujenshi.
My poor brain, guys. It comes with the Jujenshi 2 and 4 to go with the other 3 that come with it, so you get a complete package here. And then yes, it does combine. So there's the giant cannon that should be pretty heavy. When are they going to make Mini Tira? Also, when are they going to make the other 5?
I imagine how it'll work is Gold will come with his, and Mini Tira will come with the Carnival and Purple, Cyan, and Graphite, and
then the
Silver will come with his.
Silver will come with his, but maybe Silver will come with where do you put the Spinosaurus one in?
What with the boomerang?
You know what? Actually, the boomerang, I would buy the boomerang. I'm not gonna lie, especially after Cosmic Fury.
Is it just for Dark Ranger?
Just for Dark Ranger Cosmic Fury, because I love the way he used it. He's like, this is my morpher. Click. Like, I just...
Honestly, it's been a while since I see how the Dark Death Ryuger use it, but I actually like how it works in Cosmic Fury.
Well, because Death Ryuger never really... Death Ryuger didn't use it to change, because he just changed. He didn't actually use it to transform. And pretty much what he did was, like, in the length mode, he would use it as a flute, like it was the Dragon Dagger, but then he just, like... He'd bend it in half just to throw it. But I kind of like the way that, like,
Fury,
Heckle just goes pop, lift, done. You know, I like that.
I like they incorporate the bend into the transformation.
Yep. Spin Dash says, Toy Display Narikiri says there's more Kyoryuger to come. Yeah, I think we all knew that.
Of course.
I feel like Bandai didn't need to say that. I feel like we all know at this point what's happening.
Speaking of
Dark Kyoryuger. Full action version.
So, I mean, since I think we didn't know about the whole combining gimmick. So when we first saw this mold,
we did know about the combining with the. I just didn't think that they would do a black repaint again, but here we are.
I mean, it's easy money.
It is.
I did like it can combine with the King Oger stuff. That's such a really cool.
I like how every King Oger mech has a black counterpart at this point.
Yeah, you can make evil versions.
Muteki says, did anyone buy the normal version? Yeah, I don't know anybody that bought the normal one.
I mean, that's the fresh. It looks good. It's
also, Psycho O says the Judenshi at Narikiri World have the same pins as the deluxe, so maybe that's the same or they are placeholders. I guess we'll have to see when that comes out. But yeah, you can get this.
It looks good. It looks good nice. Because black and gold just looks good.
Yep, this is 13,200 yen, so same price as the retail, and is P Bandai scheduled to release in March.
At least this makes sense to be P Bandai.
Yep. Spade Dash says, love how much both Bandai America and Japan loves the Black Kyoryuger, even though the only thing canon is Black Kabutiro when he's dying. This is true.
Well, look, Black Fury paints are popular. That's why.
Yet they don't do them all the time. They should do them every year.
They used to all the time, and now they stop.
Now we got to talk about... all right. Do I got a soapbox for this one? My throat's getting dry.
Yes.
The Ultra Replica Jeed Riser has gone out for pre-order for release in October 2024. And unlike Faiz, I don't get why this is a year out. Like, you couldn't have waited till, like, next April to put this up? It's like, all right. So this is going to go for 12,800 yen. Put a pin in that low price because there's a caveat. Scheduled to release in May of 2024. I thought I read October. I thought it was October. Oh, no, maybe it does. No, it does say October 2024. Figsoku, your info's wrong. Anyways, this will include the Jeed Riser, the holder, and then 6 capsules. And you're like, that's not enough to make all of his main forms from the show, and you'd be right. We have apparently gotten away from Ultra Replica doing all-in-one packages for main forms to let's piecemeal this out and milk as much money as possible. So you get Man, Belial, Seven, Leo, Cosmos, Hikari. So you just get Primitive, Burning Solid, Acro Smasher. That's it. If you want Jeed Magnificent, you're going to have to purchase the Ultra Replica capsule. I got this picture specifically shows the tag. Ultra Replica capsule holder set, which will include these capsules. You will get Blazar, Zet, Decker, Trigger, Gomora, Red King, Zero, and Father of Ultra. So you can get Magnificent, and you can get I forgot the name of it. The Belial's fusion of Gomora, Skull Gomora, right?
Skull Gomora, yeah.
Skull Gomora. You can get those, and then they also make you buy Zet, Decker, Trigger, and Blazar. And then it comes with the holder. So that's cool. But we're still missing Royal Mega Master. There's still got to be a G0 set with the Eye and the New Generation capsules. And I think we still need some Belial ones. And none of these cover the video game forms. And so the question that Muteki says is, can we cheat and use the deluxe ones? I think so, because I did not see anything about it not being compatible. I also haven't looked at the Premium Bandai page because
it depends if they use the same chips or not.
Right. I think there's a chance that just like with the Orb Ring, where it would use the old cards, still this will also use the old capsules.
I wonder. I won't be trying to say throw a lot of welcome wheels. They throw in like a lot of hints. It's gonna feature Galaxy Rising. It's gonna be in this thing.
I think they'll figure out some way putting Galaxy Rising in. Now the weird little wrinkle is that you may have seen this photo rolling around online where it's the G'd riser and the capsule holder. Okay, this is a Bandai China release. That comes with the riser, the capsule holder, and the capsules that come with the holder in a box that shows off all of G'd's forms. And this includes Ultraman King to make Royal Mega Master. This also includes Ella King and Yapul. And so there is now 4 more capsules that are there's 4 capsules that are unaccounted for in the Bandai Japan releases. You also can't currently buy the capsule holder set. You can only get the G'd riser. So this is going to be at least 3 sets. And then Ultimate Final probably needs its device, and anything else I guess is extra. It's a little bit messy at the moment.
Well, King will probably be released with the King sword, probably.
Here's the thing.
If they wanted...
My only thought on that is because I've been thinking about it. It's like they probably could release the King sword to release King, but I'm also like, then why is it not here with why is the Chinese set not also including it? Because they love G more than Japan does. It's what I'm kind of concerned is that it's like a third set of 4, or there's another set of 8, or I don't know how long this is going to take to get all these things and how much it's going to cost.
So here's the dumb thing. I figured it out finally, Soundout, after this morning when we were talking about it.
Discuss. Tell us. Drop the tea.
Okay. So this is my theory. This is my dumbass theory. Ultra Replica tends to try to make their sets reasonably priced. Yes. Which explains why they did in the past, like, oh, here's just this device and nothing but the device. Or here's the device, but we can't incorporate music, either due to licensing bringing up the price of the item further, right?
Right.
So I think they maybe had to realize, we gotta break G'd up because the capsules are too big. It's not like medals. It's not like cards where they can just throw it in or just do one giant gift set on the side after you release the device. It's because the capsules look like giant-ass bullets. That's probably causing the price. Plus, they're thinking, let's get the Royal Mega Master Sword and Ultimate Giganizer released in a better version than we got. Maybe, like, make it slightly bigger so it doesn't look like it's, like, the size of a adult woman's sex toy.
You're not wrong.
Like
it would be good to make those two. That's for sure.
Because like that's what I'm assuming. Because the thing is right, like when they did one of the biggest and most expensive sets they ever released, and I still want the original set, and even though the 25th editions are better, more money, I would prefer to have the original Mabius and Gaia set. The original Mabius and Gaia, not Mabius, Mabius and Gaia had these two great sets where you had Gaia and Agul and Mabius and Ikari. And I'd prefer to have the original versions because it gave you everything for a good deal for like, it gave it for you like for $200. You have to buy them separately and you're spending like, I think like $50, $275, like the 25th edition Gaia and Agul sets.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of see where they're going with this. I just think that the problem here is G'd is just one of those ones that it was okay in Japan. It was okay. It was received pretty well internationally, but I think it's just the medium of how they made the Henshin device because it's probably one of my favorite ones, the new gen era, because of the fact that the capsules look like bullets, the fact that they weren't cheap and they actually put both the villain side and the hero side the Henshin device, and you didn't have to buy a dark riser
version.
True.
Stupid ass.
Yeah, this would be the only time you had to buy a riser. The Zero Eye would just go on front, right?
The Zero Eye just snaps right on. So, like, that's one of those things. So, like, I think the biggest problem is it had too much going on for its Henshin device that it becomes an issue as an Ultra Replica release.
I think my problem is we don't know the price of that capsule holder set. Like, what is a capsule set going to cost us, right?
It can't cost too much. It's just a piece of plastic.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, they tried to sell that piece of shit in the deluxe line, and it didn't sell that great. I mean,
that's why I think they put the magnificent capsules in with it, because that's how you sell it, right?
Unless they want to, just go like, oh, this thing makes sound, so now we have an excuse to make it this much.
The thing is, how much is that capsule set going to be? How much are future capsule sets going to be? Because I'm looking at an overall cost thing.
Because you can't
There's one
do
thing-
100 cards like the Orb Ring. They're physical plastic toys.
Yes, Psycho O's, I bought the orb card holder, but I didn't have to because it didn't come with anything important. It was just the card
How
holder.
much was that?
It
How
was like
much was
30.
that?
It was like 3,000 yen just for the holder and the stand
Yeah,
for it.
$30.
Yeah.
$30.
Toku Collectibles charge
Okay, so
60, but
here's-
whatever.
Yeah, Toku Collectibles needs to stop upcharging more than they normally do. I
They
don't know
started
why
they
they're
started bringing
upcharging
prices
for-
down because I think they realize people have options now. It's called Amazon Japan.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I like Toku Collectibles, but their biggest problem is charging up front, and the deposit prices are just a little too high for certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I never buy it.
That's just my problem. I'm not bashing on.
Yeah,
Marcus
no,
or
I
anything.
love their
think
company and I love their service and I've ordered from them plenty of times in the past. But there's sometimes I look at the price and I'm like,
I think the only
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Marcus sometimes I think Marcus overestimates, and then Big Bad Toy Store magically rolls up and goes, "You're gonna have to wait a little longer."
Yeah,
But
Big
hey,
Bad
it's,
Toy Store is
20 bucks
weird because,
cheaper.
like, with Mini Plot and stuff, like the Bandai Candy stuff, Big Bad will just come in and, like, undercut Toku Collectibles. But then with the roleplay stuff, you look at Big Bad Toy Store like, are you high?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. They're like Toys and Joys prices. But no,
Oh god, yeah, I remember those.
to get back on track of the releases though, like looking at it as a person who bought almost the entire main core set of Geed in DX form, yeah, it's nuts. It's legitimate nuts how to release it, because
I think my problem is that you don't get
release could be
you don't get Royal Mega Master with Magnificent, or that Magnificent is in the base package. Like, that's the part that's got me, is that they're separating Magnificent into its own thing.
But here's one thing. Here's one thing that would make this set better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is just a thing. Make it that the Geed Riser has all of the Geed voices, like, so it would have like Riku's voice.
Well, it does. I mean, the Geed Riser does have everything.
But I'm saying, like, make sure it has like Riku's voice. Make sure it has like Lito's voice. Make sure it has the actual, was it K?
Well, it has K, Lito,
Ray?
Riku, and then also
And
Pega
Belia, right?
and Sword Girl, and like every main character is in there for whatever reason.
Okay, because this is what I would have done. I would have took all the secondary characters like Pega, Laya, and Mistress Okada, and put her into the grip thing like they did. Remember when they released the version where it was like, here's the REM edition grip holder, of the slider. Just do that. Put them into the slider that activates the thing, and then put the main characters that use the device in the device.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean Mr. Ultraman Muteki T? Mr. Ultraman himself?
Yeah, I think he actually has lines in there.
Ultraman?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he was dubbed over.
Yeah.
By another guy.
Real quick.
If you want to hear his
Exceed
actual
X is
voice,
coming.
you can hear him on Blazar.
Yes, you can hear him on Blazar. SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Exceed X was our last news topic. Just like with Saga, they said, he's coming, and in China, they're like, he comes in a 2-pack with X, and there's not a P Bandai logo on this image. Doesn't mean mean it's not P Bandai, but there's not a P Bandai.
I kind of wish those 2-packs.
Listen, the fact that this is retail, it's a middle finger.
If it's retail, I don't know. We don't know if it's retail. They have not said if it's retail or P Bandai. There just doesn't happen to be. Did I say Kamen Rider Exceed X? Okay, Ultraman Exceed X.
I love Kamen Rider EX from the show Garo.
Anyways, it doesn't have a P Bandai logo on it, but the Ultraman figure arts are notorious for not putting P Bandai logos on the initial image. I'm looking at you, Absolute Diavolo. Because Absolute Diavolo's preview image like this also didn't have a P Bandai logo, but he was P Bandai. So.
Yeah, no, if this is P Bandai, at least I won't feel like it's a giant middle finger. Because
Spin Dash, I talked about Soto Drive 2 and Trideron last week. I think I did. I feel like we did.
Okay, Geed.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways. Geed, Ginga. Yeah, Geed and Ginga got screwed, right?
Yep.
They got almost all their forms made exclusive.
We never got an Ultra Replica Ginga S. I just realized. Never got the brace.
This is the Ginga Shion?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we still need Victory Night. We still need Victory Night. Still
Terms
need
of
Ray
figure
guy.
arts or
Figure arts, yeah.
figure art?
Figure arts Victory Knight, figure arts. I mean, we also need Ultra
Yeah.
Replica Victory Knight. We need Ultra Replica Victory.
Yeah, we need that
Yeah, we
stuff.
do.
Oh, Kyle says we have 9,000 backers for Giant Man. Okay, so as a reminder,
All right.
like an hour and a half ago, it was at 8,639. We're at 9,021. All right, we can do it now. I feel like it's doable.
We can do it! We can win! We can do this!
I'm just going to leave this on while
All
we
right,
keep
Piccolo.
chatting about Ultraman stuff for a few more minutes. By the way, guys, I got to give us credit. We had all that Bandai news and we finished on time.
Yeah, I think we're done. Is that
We are done. We
it?
did all the news. We got through it all. We can just chat for a little bit if you guys want while we watch this. It's going up. It's going up.
Little,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm literally counting right now. So we got Gingasterium
Yep.
exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a final form technically
Ginga
for
Man
at least regular
is neat.
Ginga.
Yep.
Okay.
Victory Knight is
Oh no, not this.
non-existent.
Yeah, he's not existing. Oh no, not this again, Jerry.
Do we have
Oh,
King
no.
of Victory?
It's like, oh, yeah.
Do we have figure art King of Victory?
No.
We don't have Ginga Victory yes yet, but Orb wasn't exclusive.
The Ultra Orb, yes.
Okay, so Orb wasn't exclusive.
Did we get Groob or
After
Rube?
Orb was Geed, so Geed had both of his forms made.
Did
We had
yeah,
Groove, but not. We had Rube, but not Groove.
Mhm. Right. We
So
got
that-
Ruben, not
that's
Groove.
still.
Did we ever
Um,
get? Did we get Taiga's
Taiga-
Tricerium?
Yeah,
feel
we
like
got
we did.
Tricerium.
Thanks for joining the
No, we
Discord,
got-
Soul
because
Man. I
remember when
appreciate that.
Remember when they did? Because you remember when they did that huge stream when they were like, "Yo, dog, check out this new premium one that's only releasing in China. Screw
I
you,
know.
Americans."
Yeah. We got
Zet was also
Delta-
exclusive. So like, Delta Rise Claw was exclusive. The black version was exclusive.
I don't think we got. Did we get Dynamax
Glitter.
and bigger glitter?
Yeah, no, almost all of them have been made exclusive.
Yeah.
So if Exceed gets
Well,
made retail,
When was the
it'll
last
be like
time we
the
had?
first one since Orb Origin.
Yeah. Because Orb Origin's like basically a
Oh,
name for
oh
it.
wait.
The only
Okay,
one.
I think I have a theory.
Real
is
quick,
retail,
late
but the-
breaking news. Here's the Page Punchers G.I. Joe 3-inch figures.
Oh, where are they?
Someone slipped a photo. They look neat. They come with comics. Probably
name
not
is
those
Mega Man.
comics. Those are IDW comics. But
Yeah, it's gonna be Skybound.
someone slipped a photo of these. They look really cool.
So I have a theory for the XCX. Is I feel like the regular form will be retail, but the beta Spark Armor version would be P Bandai.
Well, will
You
it be
guys
an
see-
armor
if you
pack
have
or
a-
will it be?
Circumvent it since every other armors were exclusive.
I was thinking feeling that's gonna be the case.
Small Dream, we
Like
did
to have
talk
the
about the
other
new
armors. I would
Kyoryugen.
love for them to reissue them.
We talked about the Kyoryugen right after we talked about the sword. But yeah,
Dude, I would so love to have that. Like, just to have the armor packs for
Mhm.
the other Mons armor.
I wish they'd
Oh my
reissue
God.
them because I would like to have them too.
I would love if they just took the Zero set pack. I wish they would do an American release. They just take the Zero armor and just sell it with all the other Mons armor. So you just get all in one.
By the way, we forgot to make the
Or-
joke, guys.
Or they sell us like Ultraman Zero with the armor, with his shining form and all the parts, and then just be there you go. Like
That would work. It's over 9,000.
there we go.
Giant Man is over 9,000. It's at 9,044.
We have 4 hours left. Do you think we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
make
think
it?
so.
Or-
We got
4
just
hours?
about 5.
Yeah,
It's just about
exactly,
5. It's
so.
just under 5 hours. Yeah.
There's also another thing that people aren't noticing. Europe has extra hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Europe does have an extra hour. Okay. Chat wise, Collector K9, glad you got the apparel Tiga Power type stone. So Muteki, Somniac Sony did add more stealth missions for MJ. The one I played was better than all of the ones in the first game combined.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Is at least they improved them. If they
Yeah,
would've
she's got a
kept them, at least
stun
they
gun and
improved
she
them.
can dodge and she can take damage.
Mhm.
Like you can
It's
have
not
MJ
instant
get
death.
shot 3 times before she dies. It's great.
Oh,
It's not instant failure.
Yeah. Any speculation on what Mill Creek will do next? Nope. Apparently, I've heard that Ultra Battle Kaiju Series 3 and 4 are in the works and nothing else. I don't know, guys. I'm frustrated with that. Apparently they haven't signed a new deal and Subaru is just waiting for them to want to sign one. I don't know. details on that. I don't know anything.
Wait, which thing? What's the issue?
Mill Creek. Apparently, Mill Creek is like Subaraya wants to sign a new deal with Mill Creek, but Mill Creek has not asked them to sign a new deal yet. That's what I've heard.
Bug them.
I don't.
Okay, so guys, this is what we do. We go and make our own. We say screw it. Hero Club's becoming a DVD publisher, and we sign the deal with them, and we do it better than Mill Creek.
I mean, I do have the technical knowledge for this.
Then we fall in the first year, and we have to rebrand ourselves again.
It's possible.
We'll do it. We're just
see.
gonna go. We're gonna take the deal. We're gonna become our own DVD printing company. We'll be like Discotech. We'll have streams. Tell you there's more to come.
Yep.
And
then people will
Hey, they
harass
actually
us.
told you. So, correction from earlier, Wheels. They actually told you that was all they were showing at the Q&A.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. It was until the Q&A we found out. We were like, damn it.
Well, because they said during the Q&A, oh yeah, the surprise was doing 4 reveals back-to-back like that. I did see the giant laser cannon suitcase. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Infinite got remastered red and green. I got remastered red. Find out what happened in Lightning Collection Lottery tomorrow.
Oh, that means Soundout's missing a sword like that one guy on Twitter.
Yeah, a lot. Not just him, a lot of people apparently.
It's funny because you'll see it tomorrow. Let's see. Oma Ender Prime says playing that CSM Dekaranger 2.0 still annoys me. We can't have the final attack ride as the writer when I'm in an alternative form. It just defaults to the decade. Yeah, the whole final attack system is kind of wonky on that thing, if I'm being honest. Spin Dash says my sword was hiding in the figure's wrapping. Didn't realize it at first. Yeah, it actually the sword is not packed with the accessories. It's packed with the figure, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, stay tuned for Lightning Collection Lottery. Since you all are here, you get to find out what videos are coming this week. Wednesday will be another Indiana Jones video because I love punishing my channel. We're almost done, guys. There's 2 left.
Maybe not smart move after last underperform.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't expect Ultra Magnus to underperform. By the way, go watch my Ultra Magnus review if you haven't. It's great. But I have 2 indie videos left. I filmed and edited and uploaded this one like 3 weeks ago, and I was just like, it needs to slot in somewhere. And this week, I'm working on the Halloween special. The Halloween special is coming Friday. It is titled Revenge of the Month of Monsters. And I am excited for you all to see it.
This week is going to be double underperforming.
Double underperforming. So I hope you guys just check out all the videos. I'd appreciate it. Because, yeah, I was just like, I kept thinking to myself, can I get something else out the week of Halloween, the Halloween special? And I was like, no, I just got this indie video sitting right here. Like, let's just put it out. And there's only one more indie video left after that. And then we'll be done.
Don't you usually go to Disneyland around this time of the year?
I did 2 years in a row this year. I could not afford to.
Okay.
There's a very loud car outside my window like it's Jerry's neighborhood. But yeah, I think Halloween stuff. So we got Halloween video on Friday. And on Thursday there will be another short related to Halloween stuff. So that'll be fun.
Next week's stream should be spooky themed because Halloween's literally the next day.
We'll figure out something. I mean, if Bandai can like calm their. God, I keep trying to say things I'm not allowed to say on YouTube. If Bandai could calm down, next week's stream can be spookier. Jeremy Carr, what do you and your team think of the most underrated anime or live-action Japanese show/movie? Garo is one. That's a whole franchise. What's always my go-to, guys? What's my go? I always say like more people should watch this, and then I forget what it is.
It's Level E. Mine's Level E for a fact because everyone just sleeps on Level E.
I know. For me,
any animes?
It's for me. It's definitely Fantastic Children. I always bring this up.
Oh yeah,
that's underrated. Nobody cared, but it's really good.
Well, it doesn't help that it wasn't dubbed by the Bandai Entertainment / like Ocean Group team. They were like, we're gonna make these Filipinos do it and say it's official for North America. and then it got swept. Like, what was it? Swept under the radar when it was released by Bandai Entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, I have the DVDs, and get this, they're not even official DVD. It's the DVDs themselves are official, but because it's so hard to find, the only box they were in was this like library made box.
Is it the GameStop? Is it like the GameStop used game box?
Yeah.
It's a library box, just a big old library box. Like, wait, this is from the library?
Jason said like it's Jerry's neighborhood when he's watching Ultraman 80.
Oh boy,
Deep cut more reference.
Oh, you mean the firefighters? Yeah. Theme song just isn't complete without that.
Exactly. Another one, I'm going to say it's underrated because I don't see enough people talking about it, the Big O. I think the Big O has slipped into underrated territory. That is a show nobody
people
talks
still talk about it on Facebook. Every Toonami page, everyone's talking about, yo,
That's
put Big
true.
O back on.
Fantastic shows that nobody's even heard of it.
Yeah.
It's really good though if you like retro stuff.
Bobo,
Bobo, I don't say is underrated because I feel like you have to be a certain kind of person to enjoy it.
Here's the I say all Bobo because people like out of context clip, but I like the whole show.
The whole show is an out of context clip. That's what makes the out of context Bobo Twitter account funnier because the entire show is an out of context scene.
True.
There's also Scrap Princess if you ever heard of that.
I like.
That sounds good.
I mean,
Robot Carnival. Nobody talks about Robot Carnival, even though Discotech keeps putting it out
in the 90s.
I love Robot Carnival. Nobody talks about Robot Carnival anymore. It is so good.
Well, I just found out it's because it's a 90s anime that was released.
It's an
by,
80s
like,
anime
Central
that
Park
was released in the
Media or
90s,
something.
but yeah.
Well, yeah. But you know what I'm saying. Anything
It's
that was
also-
80s released in the 90s by like Central Park Media during the like Lily Cat and that are all obscure unless you were a 90s kid.
Yep, unless you're growing up on like
A pre-Toonami baby.
It's also a very
pre-Toonami.
It's also a very artsy film.
It is.
Because like anything pre-Toonami, like so obscure at times that like Jerry will tell me an anime, I'm like, I don't know that one.
Basically, you're describing my childhood, Wheels. You're like, because that's all we. Man, going to the store and buying Central Park releases, man, back in the 90s.
I mean, it's really,
all right, not to fight Infinite.
Central Park
not to fight.
I never heard of.
Not to fight Infinite, but Gal Gaigar is not underrated. It is the most rated Brave series. You know,
pretty sure most people love it.
Most people Most people only know Gal Gaigar from Brave. If there is an underrated Brave, it's literally any of the others, but it's Dagwan. Okay, Dagwan's the underrated one.
Like,
I think Gal Gaigar is rated just enough.
Even Jay Decker gets
I'll
more
tell
love.
you right now, as a Gal Gaigar fan.
Oh, I'm a huge Gal Gaigar fan, but I still think it's just
when
rated.
mecha anime fans.
Yeah.
I hate when anime fans try to say Gal Gaigar's underrated when like everyone and their mother has at least seen Gal Gaigar before they saw Gurren Lagann.
If anyone knows a Brave series, 9 times out of 10 it's Gal Gaigar. It's all the others.
Exactly.
It's all the others
Because
that are
of media
underrated, I'd
blasters.
say. Especially Dagwan.
The three people will know is Gal Gaigar, Jay Decker, X Kaiser. Those are the three that people will know.
Dagwan is the one that's underrated.
Especially
for sure. I love Dagwan so much.
I thought my favorite people liked.
We're at 9,112 backers, by the way. This thing is
Mike
popping.
Guine, Jay Decker, and X Kaiser and Firebird are popular in the other Asian areas. Dagwan is also popular in the other Asian areas, but Dagwan had like this weird thing where a bunch of bootlegs came to America. People know of Dagwan existing, but never knew it was a show.
Yeah, I have a Shadow Dagwan bootleg I've had since I was a kid. Underrated show, Leisner. I hope that changes with the Blu-ray.
It's funny too, because like Leisner was, they tried to put
Well, they were gonna bring Leisner over until there was a video quality problem.
And you guys will have a conversation. I have to go now. I have to go now.
All right, see you later, Ryan. Yeah, you gotta get going.
Yeah, I have work.
Ryan has to go now. His people need him.
Yeah, my job.
His job needs him.
Plug.
Okay. You can find Ryan in the Discord and on social media at DarkClaw643. Ask him for commissions. He's really good at it.
He's not Ghost Band like me.
Yep.
You're still Ghost Band, but Project Stop.
I probably still Ghost Band because I messaged the guy who said he was going to LA Comic-Con.
They lifted Project's Ghost Band, which is funny.
Soulman says that they collected many of the DX toys in Korea for Brave. That's awesome because, like, yeah, they actually. I think the Brave toys got more
Ron,
release in
no,
Korea
I'll
than
say Gold
Japan.
Run's probably the most underrated of the Braves. Maybe Gold Run's the most underrated.
Yeah, but we don't even know it exists hardly. I've never seen it, so I can't say it's not loved when it should be. But
it's the one that's just giant and gold.
Yeah,
he's like really bland. He's like a cool but bland looking mofo. Both. He's both at the same time. He's bland and cool.
Yeah, Leisner is an underrated show, though. I gotta say, because
dude, remember when I told you I found my receipt for it when I had pre-ordered it?
Yeah, when you pre-ordered it, it was because I think didn't Discotech mention during their stream that like the reason why Bandai didn't like license it was because the video.
It was two reasons.
The video source was bad, and they didn't think they could release it.
One was the video source was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original video source was bad, and then they didn't know if they wanted to dub it or sub it.
Right.
Like, I don't think we could take the risk on just releasing it subbed. And because they were waiting to get the new masters, because Giant Gorg, and they were trying to figure out how to dub it, because they weren't sure what to do. They were like, do we just get, like, the Bandai Entertainment ones, or do we license it out to Ocean Group? Because they were also thinking about trying to get Leisner out as a Gundam replacement onto Toonami, supposedly.
No, that would make sense.
Because like I went and did digging when I found my receipt, and because like what happened was we went and did Leisner for Hero Club Weekly, and we were doing more research on Leisner, and I was like, wait, a receipt, and I was like, wait, these went up for, because they even said these things were announced for release, and they even said that pre-orders were at least listed in like places like FYE, and I was sitting there like, wait, if there's a pre-order for this, that means I might have, because remember Jerry jogged my memory about Leisner when we were starting to watch it by showing me some of the stuff on the Super Robot Wars game.
I was like, yo, you ever seen Leisner? It's dope. And you were like, oh, snap, I did.
I remember a bunch of...
Yeah,
and then I remember a bunch of fucking anime I'd pre-ordered at FYE got all canceled. And so I found the receipt, and it was like... And like, when if I was to scan this receipt, I would not be able to make it out, because it's so faded that only, like, I can read... Like, you know, if you're in person,
it was like 15 years ago,
scan
right?
it, you wouldn't. Yeah, like that. It's one of the few receipts that I have that's like super faded, because you can read Giant Gorg, you can see SPT Leisner, and one of the Zeta collections was on there.
I will say, real quick, Infinite did say none of us have heard of Brave X Kaiser. I don't know about the chat, but all of us in the voice chat have heard of X Kaiser. Well, some of us have watched it.
Yeah, we've heard of X. You got an X Kaiser.
Jeremy Carr, my Gundam Blu-rays are still delayed. I don't know when they're coming out. I also don't know when my last Right Stuff order is even shipping, because it's been over 2 weeks and I haven't gotten anything, and they haven't responded to my Facebook message. And I would like my manga. Oh, Jeremy Carr says, do you have the Hokkaido Blu-ray? Yes. There is an Easter egg at the B-Fighter movie and O-Ranger movie trailers. Yes, there is, because Hokkaido was, when they put it in theaters, it was Hokkaido, B-Fighter, and O-Ranger, and so the trailer for Hokkaido is actually the trailer for all three. So... yeah. Muteki says, literally, I think Car Robot copied X Kaiser. It's because it was all the same people working on it, on the toy and production side, pretty much.
A lot of those Braves are what...
Well, they were like Sunrise Productions, but Takara did the toys, and Takara did it so they could replace Transformers. So when they went back to Transformers, the car robots, they're like, oh, cool, we'll just use our Brave people.
Yep.
Like a third of the toys in some of the show, like throughout the shows, like the first 3 shows have like a few actual Transformers, and they're like the Saurus got reused.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna go and I will stream until Giant Man hits 9,150 backers. Small dream, quick history lesson. So that triple feature worked out for Toei because that's what they did every spring and summer and fall, every single year for like several years. It would be 3 movies. It would usually be 2 movies based on current shows, and then 1 movie that was original idea. Kamen Rider Zeto, Kamen Rider J were released in that same format. The Digimon movies would be paired with One Piece movies.
Yeah.
It was they would just slap movies together.
The Dragon Ball movies.
Yep, the Dragon Ball movies.
Like there's a trailer out there that had the Dragon Ball movies alongside the Sentai movies.
Yep. Because it was the Toei. It was always like the Toei Festival. It's at 9,154.
Toei Films. Yeah.
It's always the Toei Festival. So that's why when you look at those movies, like the Digimon movies, the Dragon Ball, the Toku movies, they're all like 30 to 40 minutes because they bundled them together for like your hour and a half, 2-hour event. So that's why all those movies are really short. And that's why you don't see trailers for those movies on the North American home video a lot, because they feature other series in them. So yeah. Masterpiece Godfire Convoy would not interest me as much as a Legacy Godfire Convoy because of the way Masterpiece's QC has been lately. So.
Yep.
But I want a new Godfire Convoy. I think that's the important part here. And not just the Encore.
I just want, like, more Masterpiece level at, Legacy, Studio Series level stuff. Because, like, I got Jinrai and God Bomber. I would love to have a full Jinrai that has
I want a new Jinrai. Yeah. New Jinrai,
robot.
new God Bomber, new Cybertron Optimus. Like, if it was done halfway before, I want it done all the way now. Especially after owning Victory Saber. 9,173. I think it's going to make it, guys. Should we stream for another 4.5 hours and watch? No, I'm kidding. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, okay, I'll do
it. Spin Dash says Yu-Gi-Oh! Is getting a Blu-ray release in Germany. Yes, it's getting a standard definition Blu-ray of the original series. I was trying to get more details on if it was dub or sub, or if it's just in German. All right, I think we've gone over 20 minutes extra for fun.
No, I don't think we have.
Soulman says if they went to Japan, they could totally introduce train bots for Jinrai. Yeah, they could. Original series and capsule mods. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably just like the new video group source on the original series, but then just put on SD Blu-ray, which is going to be way less discs. So instead of it being like this much shelf space, it'll be like this. I love SD Blu-rays, guys. Putting SD stuff on Blu-ray is valid and should happen all the time. Why are we even making DVDs anymore? Daniel Falconer says they extended Giant Man for a day or two. I think the stretch goals have a shot at happening. Yeah, I don't need them to extend it. I really don't care about those stretch goals. I'm never going to use them. You know, like, if they want to do that, sure, no problem. I don't mind. But these 2 extra head things, I'm never going to have them be a Skrull or a zombie. It's just not happening for me. Maybe it'll surge again. Maybe we'll get the last 2. Whether we get the tiers or not, I have no care. I just want the Giant Man. The base package is enough for me, and I think it might happen.
I find it weird that they couldn't just find a way to sell this at like limited quantities rather than full on Haslab.
It had to be Haslab because
this would be like a made to order.
It's too big. You see, that's the thing. Haslab is their made to order, right? And this is the thing that's been described to me before by multiple people. If a Haslab could be done at retail, they would do it at retail because at retail, you would have to sell a minimum 30,000 units. And then these Haslabs are only 10 to 15 to maybe 20,000. So you're actually losing. They don't make as much money on Haslab as they would if it went to retail. What this usually, I think what a lot of these Haslab projects are, is they say, Walmart, Target, because those are the only 2 people left in the business. Do you want to buy this? And they're like, no. And they're like, okay, put it on Haslab. Because... And,
yeah, no, I just wish there was a way that like
Spin Dash brings a good point.
Rotation to get it out for people who can't get in.
That's the thing. Warehouse space. The reason why Hasbro keeps throwing all our pre-orders at us 2 or 3 months early, because warehouses cost more now since COVID. The cost of renting a warehouse space has gone up 500% between 2019 and 2020, and then it's steadily increased 15% every year since. And that's why you don't see companies holding to release dates anymore. They'll just ship you your stuff because they don't want to actually pay for the warehouse anymore because it's too expensive. And because of these large items, they want to do made to order to where they can, because essentially with Haslab, they don't spend any time at the warehouse. They come, they get from the factory in China, they land at a port, they go from that port to your house. They don't go to another warehouse to go first. And that's, I think, the reason why we see these things only as Haslab, because they don't want to they don't want to pay the warehouse space because that'll negate any profits they could make off of it.
I'm thinking of ways of like they need to do like either second rounds for some of these things because I feel like
the thing is they can't do a second round on a 24-inch Giant Man. They should go back and do like a 12-inch one though.
Yeah.
Just like I think they should do a smaller Titan Unicron.
No. What they should do is make it somewhere in the middle where it's still reasonable, like where it's like not like 12 inches, but maybe like 14, like bump it up a little bit.
And that's the thing is like 12 to 14. Like they just
put
out
it's going to be like a foot.
They just put out a Sentinel at retail. It's 14 inches tall, and he's like $22 because he's just a big old hollow figure. He doesn't have that much articulation, but he works as a Sentinel. Dustin
Oh, like, if
Semino
they could do stuff
says,
where
how
they
much
could
do you
be-
want to bet
Yeah.
this would have hit all the unlocks? It was $50 cheaper. I don't think it would have been. I think the problem is that Hasbro's shipping too many products at the same time they're doing a Haslab. There's 4 waves of Marvel Legends that have come out since this Haslab started. And I think the $200 price isn't even that bad because it's a 24-inch tall figure. It's fully articulated, has multiple faces. That's like the price of a Titan Transformer, including the fact that, you know, part of this money has to go to Disney Marvel. And on top of that, you also have the factor of, you know, normal Marvel Legends $25 now. Would he have been $150 like 3 years ago when the figures were 20 or 23? Probably. But now that the figures are 25, I'm actually surprised he's only 200 and not 250 or 300. You know,
Yeah, like that's. The
I
big
always
thing
would like
about
it to be
it's just
cheaper,
too much
sure, but realistically, $200 is cheaper than I expected in this in the current pricing scheme, right? I would have expected 250 when they first announced it.
Like when they first announced it, I was expecting like 300 and like them announcing, here's like 4 figures you want.
Yeah, instead they said, no, let's just
Yeah.
let's not do pack-in figures, so that way it doesn't piss people off like it did with the last 2 Haslabs. And then just, here, you want a Giant Man, it's a Giant Man. Works for me.
I think like the problem is like you said, Santa, it's also there's just too much stuff coming out from Hasbro. They need to slow down.
They need to slow down. I clocked it out. They have about, on average, 85 collector's products a month. That is too much. It's not sustainable. It's going to burn out. I mean, it's already burning out. We're seeing 3 lines go on hiatus next year. Indie, Power Rangers, and Dungeons and Dragons are all sunsetting away because they couldn't keep up with sales. Because at the end of the day, why would you buy like a Lightning Collection figure if you're trying to buy a Marvel Legend? Why would you buy a Marvel Legend when you could buy a G.I. Joe Classified? They need to realize that their fan base is not as fractured as they pretend it to be. And that's a corporate mentality that has to be overcome, and that's the hardest thing to do. In terms of the
corporate
Haslabs...
side believes that only because that very vocal... I wouldn't even say it's a minority, but like that focal part of like the fandom that they see on the forums to be so narrow-minded in a sense. Like, because I'm not going to say every Transformers fan is only a Transformers fan, but when they see most Transformers fans have nothing but a room of Transformers...
Yeah.
They're going to assume that they're only Transformers fans.
But then at the same time, they do events like PulseCon where they say, hello, Hasbro fans. Like, they only lump us together when they want to market us stuff, right? But
exactly.
The other thing I'm going to add to as well is that, yeah, in terms of slowing down the Haslabs, they have slowed them down. But I think putting a Haslab in any time between September and December is a horrible idea because that's when all the stuff is making the rush for Christmas. If this happened in January or February, when there's like nothing else coming out for Marvel or nothing else really coming out for Hasbro, it would probably have done a lot better and funded a lot quicker because, you know, you can't... The thing is that Hasbro consistently, and at some point they're going to learn this, Hasbro consistently competes with themselves. They have product come out, and then people are like, no, I'm going to pick the G.I. Joe over the Transformer. I'm going to pick the Marvel over the G.I. Joe. Not, I'm going to pick the Marvel over the Masters of the Universe. And that's the thing is I think they need to plan these out better. The G.I. Joe team, when they did the Dragonfly, there was 3 G.I. Joes that came out during that campaign. Everything else came out before or after. But during the campaign, there was like 3 Joes out. Perfect timing, because that felt like you could afford it. It's like, oh, I'm not spending $300 on G.I. Joe this month. I'm spending $300 on this Haslab. And that's what I think they need to do. And they need to slow down all their product lines. They're all out of control. And they need to plan this stuff better. Because this should have been a slam dunk. And yet, here we are sitting with 4.5 hours, hope it makes the last 750 backers. It should not be this way.
Refresh it. See what it is now.
I just refreshed it. Let's see. We're
Let's
at 19,242. Spin Dash says if they do that rumored Power Blaster Haslab before the year ends, it's doomsday. Yeah, if they try to pull that Power Blaster out this year, it's going to fail. And I also got to say too, if they make, and this is another thing, I don't think Giant Man should have been 10,000 minimum. It should have been 8,000. Just demand wise.
I said that last night.
Yeah, you said that last night. Yeah. I totally agree with that. 8,000 instead of 10,000. The thing is that let's see. Yeah, see, Spin Dash says in theory that could they decide screw it and put Giant Man in production if they're really close but not over 10K. They didn't do that for the Rancor and he was 500 away. So that's different because the Lucasfilm licensing fee is here, the Marvel licensing fee is here. So that's how it is. The thing is, I think that the Power Bow and Power Axe Haslab is not going to be dependent on the price or the timing as much as it will be dependent on how many do they need. Because if they need 10,000 people to buy the Power Axe and Power Bow, it's never happening. But if they only need 3,000, it can happen with the help of scalpers, like buying up stock as well. If it's 3,000 but it's more expensive, as opposed to like 7,000 and it's less expensive, they will sell more if they sell less at a higher price. That would be better because there's only going to be so many people that want those two weapons.
Here's just a question, okay? This is just a question, because I've been trying to wrap my brain around this since they did this. Why the hell did they think we can only sell 3 of these at retail and the other 2 at Haslab?
Okay, well, think about this, Wheels.
That's the thing that's...
The sword is the biggest one that they put out at retail, right? But it's a flat sword.
Yeah.
So it can fit in a flat box. The daggers, small. The lance splits in half, small, right? The power bow is going to be bigger than the sword, proportionately, right? And then the power axe is going to be heavy. And then on top of that, the line's dying and it failed. They failed it as a brand. So I think maybe the power bow and the axe could have been retail if it wasn't for the line basically failing and the fact that all 3 of those other weapons consistently just went on clearance.
That's what I'm just thinking. It's just that, like, because the bow, okay, it'll just be a longer box. It's not wider, but it's a little bit longer. Axe will be obviously the heavier one. I can see the axe being more expensive just because of it being the axe.
It's huge and it's got to transform.
Yeah, but I'm just like sitting there going, man, they should have paced it out better where maybe the daggers and the bow came together and just released the axe, and then boom, you're done.
Yep. Spin Dash, yes, I completely agree. He says he should have announced the plans for the Power Blaster when they announced the second weapon. 100%. Like, the sword could work on its own. That's what Bandai did. But as soon as they start announcing the other weapons, you got to tell people, we're going to do all of them, as you know, or say, if these do well, we'll do all of them or something. Like, yeah. And
they should have started with the bow first and showed that it had the clips, and then boom, everyone would have been like, why are we doing the bow? Oh, we're doing the Power Blaster.
Yep. I think the problem, and it's the same thing with the team issue of like spreading out the teams so much, is that Hasbro's PR team just didn't understand that Power Rangers fans like collecting sets of things. You know, Marvel, Star Wars, Transformers, G.I. Joe, people pick and choose, whatever. Power Rangers fans' collecting style is collecting sets. Full teams, full Zord sets, full weapon sets. If it goes together, you want all the pieces of it. And that's what I think they did not comprehend. And I hope they've learned that lesson. I'm not confident they have, but I hope so.
Sentai fans. Right, Zadat? That's good. Yeah. They thought we were stupid
Sentai fans who only want like reds and 6 and that's it, you know. I think with Soto Super's perfect because they just do packs, you know. Here's the thing. Infinite says, I feel that Hasbro effectively killed the Power Rangers brand with their mismanagement of it. I partially agree, because I think their mismanagement was horrible. I do think it was more like they put the final nails in the coffin that the 2017 movie put in. Because there was a lot of hype and anticipation for Power Rangers was going in, and then that movie like burst and was a failure, and then everything flatlined. And then Hasbro tried to resurrect it, and they just couldn't do it.
Or did they beat it into a coma?
I think it was already in a coma before Hasbro even bought it. Like. It was already half dead before they bought it.
Bond literally gutted the franchise with like a shotgun shot to the stomach.
Yep.
Hasbro came in and was like, oh, we're just gonna take it off life support. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to do something to I think they can still save the brand, but it's got to go away for a couple years. It really does.
I don't know if there's a way to save it, because I think the reboot's just gonna turn off the core fan base.
What they need is they need to not listen to the core. And this, I'm going to be honest, part of the core fan base. They need to not listen to the core fan base, because the core fan base does not know what they want, and the core fan base has made it clear that we can't get a consistent message about what people want for Rangers. They just need to do what is going to appeal to a mass audience. If the core fandom's lost, the core fandom's still going to be here, because as much as people complain about this, as much as people complain about that, they here's the thing. All the people that complained about Cosmic Fury still watched it. So at the end of the day, Hasbro got the same result out of them. So I think let's keep the core fan base in check, but don't try to cater them because ultimately, at the end of the day, the fan base is not big enough to support the brand on its own. Also, Daniel Falconer mentions worried about the end caps of Lance and Daggers being stretch goals. That thing better not have stretch goals. It better be just, you want it, here it is, low tier goal, higher price, people will buy it or they won't. Let's see. Fire Fury says, the only problem is what does the mass audience want to get them to care about Power Rangers? You'll go find what the mass audience wants and then make Power Rangers fit that. That's how you actually make it successful at this point. Spin Dash says, as far as what the actual show is, there's that whole other thing, but toy-wise, Hasbro needs a specific plan and time frame for toys. Yeah, the fact that Cosmic Fury didn't have a toy line is atrocious. It was a complete failure. And if it said it needed a complete refresh, like how 2003 TMNT revived it after the Red Sky seasons. It didn't revive it after Red Sky. It revived it after Next Mutation. That's a good example. Next Mutation almost buried Ninja Turtles, but 2003 was enough of a fresh air start that it brought it back. So, yeah. And also, I want home video too.
Right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
With Power Rangers, the only thing that would really fix Power Rangers for the core audience is just the fair criticism that we said was write it like it's not for little kids anymore. Stop making it feel like it's a baby show. Make it feel like it's an actual alternative to this is Marvel, but for a younger audience. Because Marvel movies, they try to say, "Oh, we're for families."
They're PG-13 movies.
Jokes that only adults are gonna get.
Yeah, they're PG-13 movies.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing. Make it.
You gotta make them they're not full PG.
Give it the appeal of Marvel, but make it for a younger audience. And write it like a competent show, not like it's written for 4-year-olds who can't read. I read it. I was reading at 4 years old, but that's not the point. That was a mandate during Ninja Steels that they couldn't write anything down. Nothing could be written on words because the audience is too young to read. That's the kind of mentality that Power Rangers got stuck in that really hurt it. I think that they definitely. Writing is the step one to solving the problem. Writing is the first thing to fix. Yeah.
That's the fair criticism, is just write it better. Just write the show freaking better.
Write the show for you can still make a kid's show that is engaging for adults. Literally, every other studio does it all the time. You know? Star Trek Prodigy is a kid's show that has a legion of adult Star Trek fans because of how well written it is. It's doable. You can do it. You just got to put the effort into it.
I think that's the only way you make the brand interesting again. Is just make sure you don't need because here's the thing I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of the reboot is gonna do what some people in the chat are joking or being serious about by saying maybe make it more mature like a CW verse show. No, because then it's gonna be lost in the drama.
I think you can. The other thing I think they should do, have multiple shows. Have one that's the teen CW drama. Have one that's more preschool. Marvel does that. They have preschool shows. They got their older shows.
Yeah.
You can target multiple demographics at once. Daniel mentions Bluey. Yeah, Bluey is one of those shows that crosses generations. Infinity Wartorn says these companies need to understand that the loud negative voices are always going to be there. Star Wars, Ghostbusters, etc. Exactly. And if you just listen to the loud negative voices and try to appease them, you'll never appease them. Because as soon as you take away pack-in figures for tiers, then they start complaining that there's no pack-in figures for tiers. I'm subtweeting a lot of people at the moment, but the point is that when you have people that are just there to complain and not provide anything else but complaints, and you appease their complaint, they will now complain about something else, or they will just go reverse the complaint that you just fixed. And that's why you can't just follow the complaints all the time. You have to just be confident in what you're making and work on making a good product and then seeing if people enjoy it. And when people don't, then you pivot. But don't just listen to the loud internet voices, because that's how you get Warner Brothers and DC. The DCEU was ruined by Warner Brothers listening to loud internet voices. Fire Fury says multiple shows is something I've been saying Hasbro should do to Power Rangers, but Hasbro isn't willing to put that much money into Power Rangers in more than one production. That's the problem. Yeah, they won't commit to it. The problem is, I think they bought Power Rangers, and they look at Power Rangers the way Saban looked at Power Rangers. a cheap, easy way to make another show without having to pay for a full production. And Power Rangers needs to be something different than that, because that does not work anymore. Daniel Falconer, the Marvel Legends subreddit has got incredibly toxic today talking about Giant Man. It has. Like, this whole campaign, like, it was insanely toxic during the Robbie Reyes campaign, and it has somehow been more toxic during Giant Man. And I think that the Marvel Legends community needs to freaking chill out, because people are getting really worked up over really bad things.
Okay,
like,
I'm going to say this right now, Soundout.
Like, the fact that the Robbie Reyes
Legends
campaign, they were
fandom.
throwing around racist insults, death threats, and, like, you know, blaming, like, fans for, like, the campaign. And then with the Giant Man, they're doing it all over again. Like, that is ridiculous. It's just toys. Buy the thing or not.
Here's the funny part. The Marvel Legends fandom have been assholes since the Toy Biz days.
Well, that's the thing.
I experienced it
That's the thing.
firsthand.
They got better. The Marvel Legends fandom got better. It actually, like, got to be a better community in between, like, 2017 and, like, 2021. It was much better than it ever had been. And then ever since, it's just fallen apart, and now they are worse than they'd been during the... They're worse than they were during the Toy Biz days. Because, yeah, they were... Like, Marvel Legends fandom was really toxic during the Toy Biz days. They've gotten worse now than they ever have been. Also, I like how this became fandom talk for, like, the last hour.
Do you want to hear... Do you want me to tell the quick story, though, of one of the worst Toy Biz incidents I've ever had? And this is the one I will always bring up.
Was it as bad as the... Was it as bad as the Star Wars forum that I was on that told me that I should go off myself because I liked Black Series?
No. This is one where it just shows you how the adult collectors of Toy Biz fans that are probably resurging in the current Marvel.
Oh, there was people saying that this is not as good as the Toy Biz one, and I actually want to slap them. Don't look at the Toy Biz one and say that one's better.
No, this is the story that you'll love, okay?
All right, go for it.
And this is the one that I've told you, and Darkon loves to bring it up. Hulkbuster Iron Man figure was hard to find. I didn't really buy Marvel Legends that much, but I wanted the original Hulkbuster Toy Biz figure as a kid. I finally see it in a store. At the time, I'm by myself. My family is somewhere, and they said they'll meet me in the toy aisle, and they'll help me whatever when they get there. I see it, trying to reach it. I'm trying to reach it. And I go, hey, can you help me to this one guy who's, looking in the section near me? And he looks, and he sees it. He goes, oh, cool, Hulkbuster. Looks right at me, and then walks away. That's how fucked up it is. That's why,
pretty bad.
Marvel Legends to me. Yeah, I'm literally 10, maybe 10 or 12. And because I'm in the wheelchair, it's too high up, and I'm trying to reach it. I go, hey, can you help me? The guy goes, oh, Hulkbuster. And I'm like, cool. And I'm, looking for him, and then he just, walks off with it.
Let's add some other stories to this. Infinity War-Torn says, I will say Gen Xers are some of the most entitled and toxic people in the toy collecting circles. I have to agree.
80s kids are awful.
Yes.
80s or
there
70s.
Of course there are exceptions.
Born before 85?
There are exceptions to this, of course. We'll never generalize an entire group of people like this. There are exceptions.
No, I will.
But it seems like the most entitled and toxic people come from the Gen X group. It's consistent. And it's a problem. And the entitledness, for sure. Also, nice news about Wayne Grayson reprising his role as Mikey. That's cool. The thing I'll say, I'll give an example of let me say this first of all. When a collecting community is toxic, it hurts the line. How many people don't want to collect Marvel Legends because when they go online, it's just a bunch of toxic, entitled people, right? That's the thing. Second thing,
all people born in the 70s and 80s.
I gotta tell you guys,
until 86.
I mentioned this at the top of the show. They revealed that new classic Wasp, and people were like, it should have been with Giant Man. What's the point of having this without Giant Man? And I'm like, she didn't even wear that costume when he was Giant Man. So all these, old school entitled people that act like complete toxic jerks, all these people will say stuff like that, like they know the comics, but not actually know the comics they're based on. You can collect the line without knowing all the comics, right? It's impossible to know everything about Marvel. But don't go saying stuff like, this is an essential character that has to be with this character, when you can look on Google for 10 minutes and find out that no, they actually don't match costume-wise. It took me 5 minutes to find out, you know? but like, so the thing is, that's the entitledness. Is when they're like, oh, this classic design goes with this classic design, and I sit here like I've actually read stuff, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. The new Hawkeye that came out this year does not go with the Mockingbird that came out this year. Those are two different eras of the characters. So but people will be like, oh, they're perfect together, or oh, they have to release this to this, and I'm like, but they actually don't match that way. It's frustrating being an actual comics reader trying to talk Marvel Legends online sometimes. Because people will talk like they know things, and it's like they're just going off their vague memories from the 80s and not actual knowledge of how the comics and the character progressions happen. Fire Fury says, don't talk to us about Marvel, we don't even read the comics. Most Marvel Legends collectors don't actually read the comics. They may have read them in the past, they don't keep up with them. That's fine, because modern comics aren't always that great. But, like, there's some people that just talk out their butt like they know things, and I can, like, Marvel database page fact check them instantly. And Marvel database isn't even accurate. They have inaccuracies too, but, you know, comic panels, like, if you're going to talk comics, at least say, oh, hey, I remember this Wasp going with this Giant Man. You know, like, it's the entitledness of thinking that they know everything about it when they actually don't. And that's the mentality I don't like. LPH says, do DC fans do the same? With the movies, yes. With the toys, surprisingly not. DC fans, either they don't read the comics, they're not going to pretend they know the comics when they're collecting stuff. But with the movies, there are people that say things about Batman that are completely untrue. So...
I mean, I know one of the most true things is about that time is Penis showed up.
That was one of the funniest days ever. That was one of the funniest things ever. We had an entire podcast
about that.
All right, they're 9,400. I'm calling this stream. Yeah,
I gotta start writing now.
I gotta start writing now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to go play Spider-Man. I need
some
water.
I wanted to see where Jerry was going to go with this, where he's like, yes, Addy, you got to start writing.
I ran out of water like an hour ago. Dynamite has been putting out Disney comics. Dynamite's Disney comics have been good so far. All right, well, 600 away from Giant Man. I'll probably post in the Discord about it if it happens. Everyone tag me. If it crosses the finish line, and I don't say anything, someone tag me, because I might stop looking and zone out, because I'm kind of tired. I've been rambling. Anyways.
By the way, your Discord is 2 away from 100.
We're 2 away from 100. If you want to be person 99 and 200, or 99 and 100, sorry, by all means, hit up our Discord. We only need 2 more people to get to 100. And then go hang out in Jerry's Discord as well, because that has different stuff.
We're like 20 people from 100.
Yep. So,
we are the sister Discord. We have different things but similar things.
Soundout is... thank you. One last time, would like the stream. Please like the stream. It helps immensely.
Engagement, that's what YouTube counts.
Yep.
Cares about.
And I appreciate everybody in the chat, and I appreciate everybody hanging out 46 minutes after our normal scheduled time. But it was fun just kind of vamping on stuff. We got through all the news on time, and then this section's just rambling while we watch Giant Man go up. But it's great.
Tomorrow I'm going to be talking a lot about that Tekken beta.
Oh, yeah. Tekken beta tomorrow on Jerry's stream.
I wish you were able to get in. Oh.
I'm glad you had such a good time. I'm really glad you did.
Yeah, I mostly did. I thankfully didn't run into as many as that Reddit link I sent you, but I did run into a couple of those types.
Okay, Jerry, don't say anything in response. But I'm gonna read Fire Fury's comment. This could erupt into a whole conversation, but we're just gonna leave it at this because I think 100%. Fire Fury says Dragon Ball fans will act like they know Dragon Ball, but have only seen Z and onward. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect example. And we'll leave it there.
Me and Jerry have this argument with Soundout. I'm not Soundout with GLE all the time.
Yeah. So, anyways,
about how Dragon Ball fans don't read. Don't mess with us. We don't read our own show.
God, it's like Power Rangers fans, and I'm like, read the comics, and they're like, no, and I'm like, but you complain there's no Power Rangers stories. Hey, here's 125 Power Rangers stories. Case in point when Daimaga announced. Yep. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for all hanging out on this. I don't know. We kind of ranted and rambled a little bit at the last bit. That was fun. Wheels, you want to plug Hero Club? Plug Hero Club.
All right, so check out our awesome website at hero-club.com. Follow us across social media at Hero Club for Life. probably gonna have to be more Facebook oriented since Twitter somehow banned us from
Twitter's the
search.
sinking
I don't
ship
know
of the
why.
Titanic, and we need to stop being the band playing the last song.
I mean, yeah, we kind of do. I wish there was a different alternative, but all the other alternatives are also shit outside of Facebook. I'm looking at you, Blue Sky and Mastodon. You're not good.
They're not
either
great.
way.
Well,
Try to tell me
anyways,
you're good.
go follow Hero Club, HeroClub.com. Check out the
follow
Patreon,
me
and find Wheels.
And follow me on social media at
Yeah.
Wheelchair21.
Yep. You can also find me at the links
Yeah,
below.
so that's it.
Join the Discord.
I'm not able.
And twitch.tv/FighterCast tomorrow. And stay
4 p.m.
tuned for Friday. We'll be doing the Halloween special. And I hope you all will enjoy it. And I mean you all, because if you all watch it, that'd make me very happy, because I'm scared.
Remember, Soundout is there Tuesdays.
I am there on Tuesdays. Come join. You can
So if
talk
you
to
want to
me
ask
about
your video game questions,
Yeah,
them there.
ask me about Spider-Man tomorrow. It'll be fun. All right. See you all next week.